told me tales in textbooks of a world that spins so fast. But I looked out on the ocean and saw the stillness last. No curve beneath my compass, just lines that run so true. Water don't bend, my friend, it levels just for you. Oh, we're living on the level, wide and standing still, with the sun and moon above us, dancing at their will. Not a ball that's whirling wildly, flying through the night, but a plane that stretches endless under stars so bright. I used to watch the sky turn and think the earth was too, but now I see the sun moves, local, small and new. The moon, she casts no shadow like we were told in school. I'm unlearning all their science, I'm breaking every rule. Oh, we're living on the level, not spinning in the void. The globe they sold to children, a clever little ploy. The truth is in the silence, the stillness of the seas, where every lighthouse beacon proves the earth agrees. Antarctica's a border, a frozen endless wall. Not a continent down under, but the edge that guards us all. The stars above are turning, but we're anchored here below. The center of creation, it's something you should know. So here's to seeking answers, not just what we're taught. To question every story and every lie they brought. We're living on the level, not flying through the black. And once your eyes are open, you'll never turn back.
Yeah, hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Heliopsychosis Podcast. This is your host, Vikka, guys. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing awesome and had a great week. So, yeah, looks like Mandela effect of seeing one of the biggest trolls or anti-flat earther that exists, that is supposed to be Mr. Professor Dave, doing a collab with one of the another biggest troll, Mr. Jeran, right? Trying to mock flat earthers. Like, yeah, who have ever thought that we're going to be seeing this kind of bullshit, right? Is it natural? Is it casuality? Or is all a script, right? So, yep, that's what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be reviewing this clown show and see where this goes. So, yep, get your popcorn, tea, flip, wine, coffee, whatever makes you comfortable, and let's jump in today conversation. Before we do that, the link is right up there. If anybody wants to jump in and add to the conversation, is absolutely welcome. And with that, let's say hello to my co-host and brother Gene. Gene, how are you, bro?
Hey Vikka, what's up, guys? How's everybody? Doing good, bro. Psyched for the show. I'm not sure if you got like specific things that they said or whatever, but I'm curious to see what they have to say about whatever. I'm always in for a good joke, even if it's on me. I don't care. These guys can't touch us though. They got nothing on us, so I'm really curious to see what they think they're doing now that that the smoke is settling for them. But yeah, no, welcome everybody. Got a great chat going on. Hi everybody, good to see you. I didn't have my computer last week, so I wasn't able to get in the chat, which I really like to do. It's good to hang out up there with everybody. But yeah, hope everyone had a good week. Me and Vikka were just talking about time again. Like, time is such a strange thing. It's elastic, it's malleable, it's pliable, and you can manipulate it. And so, but I heard a theory recently, and it's pretty cool. It's like a roll of toilet paper. How, in the beginning it goes slow, but then towards the end it's like it's at a furious rate, right? When you pull at the same speed. And some of that has to do with age. Think about it. When you're 10 years old, 1 year is 10% of your life. But when you're 50, what is that? A 20th or something? So, no, it'd be a 50th, I guess, right? One year and 50 years. Yeah. So that's kind of how, like a 10-year-old's half his life is 5 years. But like for me, half my life is like 28 years now and or more. So that's part of the difference, how you perceive time, because now, and as you get older, things become more routine and you're less likely to stumble on new things, I guess, which creates a different connection in your brain, what wires you more to the creator. And this mundane, repetitious, constant bombardment of the psyops in life distorts time. It really does, but we have more control of that. So it's fun to try to mess with that and slow time down. And that's where I think in the creative world that stuff is more possible. Like, when whatever your creativity is, dance, whatever it is, building, reading, that's where you connect with yourself. And that's where you might notice, that you do have a lot more control of the time than just clicking seconds off a watch, So, yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to also throw in, me and Vikka was just talking about how we got Professor Dave here. I don't know how he got that name. I'm not really too sure, but like 20 years ago, I was building elevators down in the Bronx and Westchester, and I was in Local 1, right? I was in school, and a lot of guys in school. There could be 100 guys in the class. You work with some of them you just know from the field, right? And somehow, I guess because I was usually kind of clever at figuring a way out of a situation, and in all the fields, any construction, cooking, all your fields, anywhere you work, you almost have to be creative to get through, dodge the bullets that are coming at you in your field, and the curveballs and the potholes that you got to skip around and jump over. That forces you to be creative. And somehow I ended up with the name Professor. One day the guys all started calling me Professor, which I thought was funny because I always equated it to more of the Gilligan's Island Professor, where the guy could, turn anything from coconuts into anything he wanted, except for a ship to get out of there, a way to find his way off the island. But so, yeah, that's about it. I want to start off with a couple little stories we're talking about, and welcome everybody. And I want to see what they're trying to say about us. They're probably so desperate. The desperation level is like through the roof. So, yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks, Vikka. Yeah, Vikka, thanks for the show, brother. I'm always thankful that you're here with us. You got these shows going, and it's good to be here with everybody. Not a lot of you guys out there walking the streets right now. You walk the streets. You guys are far and few between that are really not just willing to, be tantalized by an idea and then walk away from it. These subjects we talk about, they're like, oh, wow. And then they walk away and they never think about it again in their life, but we're not like that. So, and it is just great to be here and to sort out the matrix the fluff and the clouds and the bullshit that they hand us. So thanks, guys, for being here. It's a great pleasure to be here with all you guys.
Brother, same goes to you, and yeah, for also everybody in the chat, and also our another brother is here, Sam. Sam, how are you?
Good, good. How you doing? Everything all
What's
right?
up, Sam?
That's a see. I see your
Awesome.
beard is growing, but mine is not growing. There's no justice in this world, like just like I'm trying hard, but I
This-
cannot get it.
This is 1 week. Nah, I'm only kidding.
This is 1 year.
No, this was probably all summer. I didn't do much all summer. I got long hair and everything. I'm a mess, bro.
Oh, I'm kidding. I'm shaving a little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's all good.
What's up, Vikka? Long time.
Oh yeah, we are here. We are here. We had a break so
Yeah.
that we can process a little bit of what the fuckery was going on all this year. So yeah, it's nonstop because all the after effects are happening now, right? Apart from the flipping and all this stuff, all these crazy collabs are going on. So yeah, we're gonna be reviewing that a bit today.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Maybe I think we should jump in directly. Yep. Awesome. Let's go. This is for research, educational purposes only, right? And criticism purposes only, right? Because if you're freaking trying to mock us, we're gonna mock you too, right? So let's go. Stop me anytime if you guys want to add something or want to have a laugh about something. Alrighty.
Debunked flat earthers many times before, but have you seen me do it with one of the flat earthers I used to debunk? I know for a fact that you haven't, but would you like to? You would? Great. Buckle up and let's have some fun. Most of you are aware that Flat Earth is the first thing I ever debunked way back in 2019. In this way, Flat Earth is the bizarre cult that is responsible for pulling me down this path that is now a huge part of my channel, exposing all manner of science denial with increasing frequency and ferocity. To give the ultra-brief version of the story I've already told so many times, I have a series of astronomy tutorials that I was publishing from 2018 to 2019. To finish it off, I thought I would experiment with some content poking fun at astrology and
Alrighty, let's start with how the hell he become a professor? Who the hell gave him the degree? He calls himself Professor Dave Explains. He never fucking explains.
Maybe
Right?
it was some elevator guys.
He just goes off, right? And saying, you don't understand, you guys don't understand, right? If people ask him real questions, he doesn't know the hell to even explain. He calls himself Professor Explaining, right?
He's really irritating, bro.
Oh yeah, he's literally saying that he's fucking making money, even though if he doesn't want to. And the topic of flat earth just like gave him more traffic, so he's there, and we're gonna listen to it. That he wasn't even there. He just saw a niche where something went viral and said, all right, I just dedicate myself with this fake PhD or whatever he's calling it, professor, and it's gonna help to reach more people. And it's happening just because he had that fake word professor in front of his name. The people are believing him, right? Even if he's spewing total and utter bullshit, but the people are believing him. The big brother or the controllers are giving him the platform and the right reach because it's helping the agenda is so that clear. So he's one of the main guy.
It's not even sure that everything is like real about his subscribers and all that, because the guy is so fake that everything around him is fake. The number of subscribers, everything he says, his smile. Those people to be able to smile for like 2-3 hours straight, they have to take some drugs. There are drugs that keep you like euphoric, like like you're gonna smile all the time. it's not easy to smile all the time. So those people are fake all over the place. It's all fake.
What do you think? What do you mean? They take ecstasy, or because I think that's the only one of the drug there where you're
Not,
smiling for nothing.
not ecstasy. Crystal meth also does that. Amphetamines do that. I checked it out because the drunk debunk show, you can see his face. He has a lot of tics like this. Like you can see that he's taking drugs because he's laughing all the time. You can laugh about something funny, but not like for like 3 hours straight. That means you have to take drugs for that. This is nature. This is normal. We're not built to laugh like for like 3 hours. Even drunk people don't laugh like 3 hours. You understand? So the thing is that they're taking drugs, and that guy also like to have that smirk on his face like all the time. He has to have some kind of some kind of medicine. It's all fake. It's all fake. The guy is fake, totally fake. But anyways, just like Jeran, he has like 160,000 subscribers, but he has like a video with like 400 views. I have videos on the average views on my channel for the video is like about 300 400 views a piece, but I have only 700 subscribers, not 200,000. So there is something wrong. There is something. Don't believe.
Oh yeah, Farina is saying Farina is an uneducated moron, right? Yeah, because he's trying to put his head in many other topics like this, and it's all hot topics where he can get his traffic, and the reason he's there for, right? To push the lie. So he's tweaking around with there are many different topic people, conspiracy people are making fun of him because he's also doing that, right? But he agrees his main gig is flat earth, which is the main conspiracy. He admits it.
One day we did insult each other a little bit on the comment section, and I told him just let's meet, let's have a debate so I can just destroy you. And he never came back to me, because these kinds of guys, you cannot. There are ways to to destroy them totally, but you cannot go on their battlefield. You have to bring them on your battlefield. You understand? So the thing is that he's only making fun, and he thinks he's so smart. So if he's so smart, how come there is more and more flat earthers? He's not very successful in like debunking flat earthers, first of all. So
So speaking about debate, right? You guys know I have the only one debate I ever did, an official debate, was with Mr. McToon, right? And you all know how it went, right? So I'm not into debate, right? But if I would have to debate anyone, that would be Mr. Professor.
Yeah.
Professor Dave would be next, right? I'm not interested in debating anymore else, right? I already did with McToon, who is supposed to be their globe heliocentric.
The guru.
Guru.
So that's what I was saying.
So the next guru is in line. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I was saying is that there is nothing to discuss about flat Earth versus globe. This is a ridiculous thing to discuss now because flat Earth has been established for a long time. It's not debunkable anymore. So the thing is that if you go there and you talk about flat Earth versus against globe, of course you're gonna be like mocked and everything because it's their field. The thing is that I'm having like a few podcasts coming up. One with Jeran Campanella on Wednesday also, but it's about the video I made on David Weiss. Just to have their take on it, and because they're like very interested into like
Did you make a podcast with McToon?
I made a podcast in reaction to the Weiss file. Yeah.
But did you have an actual podcast with him, or it's just an edit?
No. What I did, it was a one-on-one, pre-recorded video, because all I wanted to do is just have his opinion. I want to make a video on everybody's opinion about that video. So it was not a live stream, and I'm going to have also a private, one-on-one video with Jeran tomorrow, and on Wednesday he's inviting me on his channel also to debate that video there. So then I'll be it will be like a podcast, like it will be a live stream, and it's going to be like believe me, it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
How do we get to see that, bro? Are you
On
gonna be
the-
live tomorrow, or is it a private conversation?
No, tomorrow's a private conversation, just to take some of his comments and set it up in the video. But on Wednesday, Wednesday at 10 a.m. PT Pacific time, so I'm going to be on Jeranism on his channel. And
in a live podcast, or so it's a private
no,
podcast? What is it?
no. On Wednesday, it's a public podcast. It's a live stream, like a public one. It's a live stream. On tomorrow is just like a private thing. It's just for me to have his opinion, to have a first approach, about the video, because it's heavy. The video is very heavy. It's like an hour plus, and he talks about a lot of heavy stuff. So I want to make this, and then we will make a podcast on Wednesday, like a live stream, and then well, we're gonna see if I
Oh
can.
yeah, Morley's are gonna be about the 24-hour sun, right? TFE, right? What else he wants to speak? What the fuck he will have other than that?
maybe
screen record it. The private conversation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I thought. I don't know if you know. You had no time, maybe because you were on vacation. But I made a video about David Weiss, because I didn't know where to stand with David Weiss, because on one side I like him, I admire him for what he does and everything, and on the other side I see that he's like insulting our intelligence on many points. So I made a very very clear video exposing him. Not for me, it's clear. So it's not my opinion on him. It's just like I take everything he says, everything he does, everything he's done, and this is a very strong video, and that's why they want to talk about it, because it exposes David Weiss, and actually they are defending him. So that's interesting. So you can take a look at it if you have the time. It's like an hour plus video, and it's about everything about TFE, of course, about all the lies, about all the debunkings that David Weiss made. It's all fake debunkings. All the debunking is done with the shadows, with the drone. It's all fake. It's all bullshit. It's engineered. It's proven. I prove it in the video. It lies. It just it just fools us with like fake debunkings. So all this is interesting, for these people. So I guess we're going to talk about this and many other things also that were never said about TFE that I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say on that show. See what happens.
Come up with a few good ones during the past months, bro. Definitely.
Well, check it out. It's interesting. I worked hard. It's like 3 months work. It's like it was a lot of work, but thank God it came up good. But I think it might be a good subject for stream. But anyways,
did you talk to David Weiss about your video at all?
No,
I haven't seen it.
No, I talked to David Weiss. In the last shows I talked to him, it was on the Vikka show on Ironworks. But at one point, I have nothing to say anymore about it, to him, because you have to look at the video. When you see that video, you have nothing to say, about him, because I show him, I prove him like lying many times, and it's not easy to catch him, because he's fast, he's quick. He's professional. He's a good salesman, so you have to work hard, to catch him. But I believe I did catch him. You can judge for yourself. But at that point,
I'm curious.
Well, check it out. It's called the Weiss File. It's on my channel.
That's great.
It's a big shit. It's already 1,000 something views. It's for my small channel. It's a big thing. But hey.
Put the link up for everybody in the chat so they can check it out if they want.
No problem.
Yeah,
but
man,
in a way, I still admire the guy, because he has qualities. He's working very hard. Even Jeran and all these people, MacTune. I somehow I have some kind of admiration for them, because they're working very very hard to lie and to pretend and to it's not easy. So they have some kind of some qualities. Too bad that they don't, put them in the right place. But it's like they're working very hard. They're working very hard to do what they do. But if we work as hard as they do, we can just destroy them very quickly, very easily, and that's what I show in my video. Now it's impossible to to my mind, to defend him anymore, to have like doubts about, maybe it's good, maybe not, maybe I don't know. It's just like the moon landing. Then there's no. The fire is closed. It's over. It's been exposed.
No,
And,
it's not that flat earthers are not working hard. It's like these people have these anti-flat earthers have an upper hand with the big brother and with the controllers, right?
Yeah, especially if they happen to be on any kind of payroll. If they're really working, then they're getting paid.
Well,
and that makes it a lot easier to do that stuff.
Nobody's working hard.
I tell you
Just
what,
for right.
if they have an upper hand, fuck their upper hand. We don't care about what they have, what they don't have, what connections they have. What I don't care about that.
But that's the best part, Sam. They have the upper hand and they try to censor us, and still fucking we reach a lot of people.
And they're
That's
still losing.
Yeah,
and that's something, right?
You
More credible, right? When you don't have the upper hand and you're still screwing these people in reach, in everything.
The thing is, again, when you watch a video, it's better to understand. But what I can tell you is, when you think about all this, when you see the flat earth community today filled with like chills, with fake flat earthers, actually it's possible to think that this is not really the actual flat earth community. It is the community that they built, that David Weiss built, that Mark Sargent built, that all these people built. It's a prototype. I believe the real flat earth community is being born now. It wasn't born like 10 years ago. You understand? So it's being born now out of their downfall. You understand? And this is what's happening, because with exposing all these people, this whole thing also exposes the true flat earthers. So I believe now we'll reach a level where we're going to witness the real birth of the true flat earth community. This is what I believe and I understand out of what I investigated. But again,
so you're saying you think it was like the controlled opposition flushing us out with it, then, huh?
No, not exactly. I don't know if you know about the Bible. At one point, the king of Egypt sends 2 midwives, nurses, to kill the babies they are supposed to deliver. You understand? So on that same principle, the flat earth movement that was foreseen, to become dangerous and to come to existence, forced the elites or whoever controls all that to anticipate the creation of the flat earth and to create themselves in order to control its upcoming. You understand? In order to control it and to be able to kill it with a kill switch.
Right.
Yeah, understand? So it's not like just it was infiltrated. It was built. It was created that like this. Again in Egypt in the Bible, they send these midwives to kill the babies to prevent the birth of a deliverer. But we can also see the flat earth community as a catalyst, for the awareness of the world. That means we can see that as a deliverer somehow. You understand? So it's the same mechanism, the same thing, in different stories with different actors, but it's the same thing. That flat earth community that we know about, which is filled with fake flat earthers, it's known now, it's obvious, and with fake leaders also. So you have to understand that it's not a true flat earth community. It's a virtual one, but the true one is coming up. Is being born now. That's what I believe. This is why well, that's the point of view, of course, but
I don't know. You last week, I think you were not here, right, Sam? That was the topic. That was the title of this, right? TFE, a huge success for flat Earth, because in the end, what it did is exposed the gatekeeping and disinformation and everything going on right from the beginning.
Yes,
in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, but one thing also that is odd, very odd, is this: they're making too many mistakes. TFE made too many mistakes. It's suspicious to me. You can make mistakes, but not so many and not so absurd
Not from
mistakes.
start to end.
Not so, and NASA is the same. How come NASA is so successful in everything which is engineering, machineries, and sending shuttles up in the air, which demands like millions of calculations and no mistakes, zero mistakes. But they make so many mistakes and stupid mistakes when it comes to pretend that the Earth is a globe. So we're being played here, and in the video I explain it to you.
It's with everything, Sam. It's with everything. With everything is the same. Even in the politics. I don't want to go in the politics, but it's the same thing, right? People are not gonna like see the real what they're trying to hide. They're gonna see all the silly things around it. So the same thing, because they don't want the people, right? So to keep the people entertained, they do this silly shit that the people are just involved in the silly shit.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. What I'm trying to tell you is that maybe they actually their goal is maybe to have people understand by themselves that the Earth is not a globe, and this doesn't make sense because so what's the point in all this? You understand? There is a point. There is a goal. Well, you have to see the video because it's very, very interesting. The thing is that to let people believe that they understood that the Earth is flat by themselves, when actually they've been helped all along. You understand? Look at the French Revolution. It wasn't the people that just toppled the king. It was about like 10, 20 people that took that prison there. You understand? And then what happened is they say, okay, you won. It's going to be a new world order now. The king is dead, and now we're going to make a democracy for the people, by the people, and it's bullshit. You understand? But they believed, they made it. They believed that, the people made the revolution. It's not true. It's the bankers that did that. But anyways, it's just to fool people into making them believe that they are the ones that, taking over. But it's not true. But, watch the video because it sounds complicated. I don't want to be off topics now. But
Alrighty, yep. Let's continue with this one today. Let's listen to these clowns.
Flat Earth as an exercise in applying the basic knowledge that had been acquired throughout the playlist. Much to my surprise, the same day that this innocuous and by current standards uncharacteristically polite Flat Earth video was published, a group called the Globebusters decided they were going to do a live stream, tearing it apart and showing their followers what a stupid shill I am. This made them the first people to ever experience the Professor Dave clapback, and in a way that is unparalleled to this day, given that my response to them remains the most viewed video on my channel, sitting at around 15 million views, resulting in a humiliation so extreme that they subsequently deleted all of the content from their channel. Who were these Globebusters? Well, there was Bob Noodle, the one who was being an insufferable piece of shit the entire live stream. He's dead now. Then there was the Morgile. He spent several years begging for donations from his fans to buy crack, and I'm pretty sure nobody knows where that guy is anymore. Then there was Jeran Campanella, who had his own channel called Jeranism. He was the least abrasive.
Oh yeah. And we all knew what also Jeran was doing, right? With Bob Noddle, right? Noddle, right? He was literally like almost kind of making that globe busters, and that's how these people came on into the scene and got more far, right? And we could see how Jeran was like coming in, going back, coming in, going back, right? With Bob Noddle. And so yeah, he was fishy right from the start.
Of the three by far, but he was running the absurd script all the same. Fast forward a few years, many of you watched my more recent videos on The Final Experiment, which was the trip to Antarctica to see the 24-hour sun, led by Pastor Will Duffy, a
pastor.
Yeah.
In the end, it's a pastor who's going to save them. Yeah. What were you saying, Sam?
Yeah, right, pastor. He's a pastor, he's a financer, he's a scientist, he's everything.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Saint Duffy.
24-hour sun in the southern hemisphere was something that flat earthers had claimed did not exist for many years, pretending that it was impossible to go to Antarctica to verify this because government, NASA, blah, blah, blah. Jeran, along with Austin Whitsitt, was one of the flat earthers that was given a free trip to check out reality with his own eyes.
Oh yeah, anything free, Jeran is right there. He's the first one to be there if there's a word free there. Right? And same goes with Austin also, right? That was the main gig. These people are thinking, yeah, they're gonna have a free ride, a free trip, right? Because they are the influencers, the flat earthers placed there, right? So they're just gonna have a trip of their lifetime and gonna prove something, right? They got screwed big time. That's what it happened. Yeah.
And I don't think I'm giving away any spoilers by telling you that they did indeed all see it, as is evidenced by all the time-lapse footage and all the drone footage to prove to idiot flat earthers at home that there were no screens or domes or whatever dumb shit so many of them all still pretend was happening because they can't handle reality.
Yeah, just because you're saying so, we can't handle reality. You cannot just give us bullshit CGI and fake stuff and want people to believe it. It's not going to happen. It never happened, right? So how is going to happen now? Just because you guys say so, just because it fits with the agenda, just because it's a globe, you think it's a globe, that's why they are correct. Now even Jeran is right. Wow, Jeran. And Austin is also right. For sure, these people might be even defending Austin too. Anyway, guys, the link is right up there. Anybody wants to jump in the conversation is welcome. All right.
If you haven't seen the videos I made about this trip, the one beforehand documenting the lead up and the one after documenting the trip itself and the aftermath, definitely give those a watch as it's some of the most entertaining content on my channel. But to put it briefly, it's been a complete train wreck for the Flat Earth cult ever since. All the Flat Earthers in attendance announced that they did indeed see a 24-hour sun, which
yeah, the fake Flat Earthers, all three were fucking fake. They all three are fake. Right? The three they went there, they are fake flat earthers right from the beginning. Right? One is still acting to be one, and there are still people defending him. But they were placed there. Fake flat earthers, right? One is still pretending to be one. So whoever thinks that guy is still a flat earther and believe what he's saying and what he used to say is bullshit.
proves the azimuthal equidistant projection of the globe that flat earthers had been using as their map. Most of the lazy flat earthers at home claimed the ones in attendance were stupid shills paid by NASA to lie to everyone.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's exactly what is. Piece of shit shills, right? Sellouts, disinformation agents, gatekeepers, con artists. Rippers.
And the whole thing was done in some dome studio, which is somehow so massive that it can contain this drone that flew.
No, stupid. No, stupid, because if somebody's saying it was in a dome, that it was in a studio, not that you made a dome in Antarctica that big, right? When we speak about the studio stuff, people think, oh, these guys made a studio in Antarctica. No, a studio could be made in anywhere. Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Just to let you know, on that particular point, in the investigation I had to make on David Weiss, for that video, the sphere in Las Vegas came up a number of times. And there are a few things that are interesting to know about that sphere is that, first of all, it was closed when they were supposed to be in Antarctica. That means there were no show there, close to the public. I don't say they were in the sphere, but I'd say that it's possible. But at that point, I don't know. The other thing is that we can see in the displays that they have of landscapes, that sphere, the exact same glitches that you see in the TFA footage, like the sun being squashed, like the land being like splitting and then coming back together. And then also I talked to them. I contacted that sphere, the management of the sphere, and I realized they have all kinds of landscapes, displayed in that sphere, on Earth, in space, under waters, but they have nothing on Antarctica. So I asked them, how come you don't have any landscapes, displayed in your sphere on Antarctica? And they say it's true, we don't have anything for now on the exosphere. That's what they call Antarctica, is the exosphere. In the video with MacToon on my channel, you can see I displayed the email, you can see it. So first of all, they have nothing on Antarctica, which is weird. Why not? They have on the North Pole, they have everything. They don't have nothing in Antarctica. They were closed at that time. The sphere is one of the best places where they could make, their video, because the footage is like, it can give you the impression that, you're looking at like miles and miles, but it's just like, LCD screens, like 32K or 64K, I don't know. So the thing is that it's interesting. It's interesting that, of course, they could have been in a studio like this. Maybe that studio is possible. I think it's very possible. But again, we don't have any proofs of this for now. We cannot just affirm it. But there are lots of things that are pointing towards us. Benjo also believes so, but for now, it's just a belief.
Yeah, this is the thing. There are people who are fucking making. Now you have sets and stuff and effects more better than the Hollywood productions right now, right? On your computer, you can do that.
Of course.
So much crazy shit that you cannot even believe that is done on a computer. So even sometimes giving these people credit of a sphere and all this stuff, it's out of their league.
Yeah.
If it's a studio shit, it's not a very big studio, right? You film in different parts and combine that shit, right?
I asked MacToon, because I invited him on my channel also to discuss about this, and he tells me, yeah, but your video when you said that the sun was squashed, it's true, but actually it's because of the 360 video. And so I told him, there are lots of 360, degrees, videos on internet, like footages, but none of them have so many anomalies. Like, only the TFE footage you see all those anomalies. So that's, I don't know. It's kind of weird. So it was a good fight at that point.
Oh yeah, let's continue.
Like a kilometer into the air. Some said that the 24-hour sun doesn't actually prove anything, despite admitting on the record countless times that it absolutely would prove the Earth is a sphere. All manner of transparent coping and backpedaling was on display. As for the flat earthers themselves, Whitsitt continues to try and scam the flat earth cult, even though half of them treat him like a pariah because...
Oh yeah, so true, Professor. That was so fucking on the spot.
Yeah.
He is a pariah. Whenever you're fucking... More than half of the people don't believe this clown anymore. Right. Who was that? Go ahead.
I was just thinking that, the military they got to be at least pushing 50 years ahead of anything that's on the street right now, I would imagine. They're advanced, those guys, and that stuff doesn't hit the street for decades sometimes. So who knows where they really were and what kind of technology they could be using to make something look that big.
Oh, yeah.
Because he admitted to the 24-hour sun. Jeran, however...
Because he admitted to the 24-hour sun. He admitted, yeah. The only guy who came back as a flat earther and he's saying, yes, there is a 24-hour sun. Right? That is the reason more than 70% don't believe that clown. This one, he took himself out of the middle, right? He's a glober, gone. But we still have a guy who's pretending to be a flat earther, where he wants to steer, right? Maybe he can tell us also where is the South Pole that he saw. Alrighty, aloha, aloha. How are you, bro?
Hey, aloha. Hey, just not much signal out here. Sorry, I probably won't be on too long, but doing good. Just want to stop in and say hi. Where
What's
you
up,
guys
Keith?
at? Hey, Gene.
Nice.
How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Just staying real busy. Now we got the hurricane skirting the coast next week, but anyway, life goes on.
Good luck, man. Hope it all goes well.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting
Hey,
anywhere close to land. Just a lot of rain.
hey,
All
Keith,
right.
I tried to contact you, man. I saw so I didn't know how to contact you. You have so many channels. I left some messages left and right. I wanted to have like a one-on-one quick, meeting on Zoom or something about that last video I made. So let me know. How can I contact you? How can I just send you a message? I don't know, through
Yeah, probably Messenger on Facebook is probably the best.
Messenger. All right.
Yep,
Okay, no problem.
yep. So anyway, I got kids with me. Hopefully, they're not too loud here in the background. But I wanted to share this real quick. I was on. I haven't been on TikTok live for about a week. I've just been taking a break. A lot of those live shows are very toxic. They're just a real negative energy. A lot of ad hominems. Thrown back and forth from both sides. I mean, I've had some really good conversations on the TikTok lives, but for the most part, I feel like it's 80% a waste of time. At least for me. That's for my personal opinion. But I went on to a ladies' live the other day, and Jeran was on panel. First time I had ever seen Jeran in a TikTok live. My best guess is they have pulling him out of the woodworks to try to prop up their failed experiment, because he was on there acting just like a Glober. He was on there calling the flat earthers dumb, stupid, dipshit, all these typical Glober energy, negative, arrogant, ignorant, immature, angry, all of that stuff that sums up the Globe trolls. Jeran was being a perfect one. So I
Yeah.
just sat on panel with my mic muted, and I didn't say anything for quite a while, just listened in. And as soon as I unmuted and started to talk, Jeran dropped off of the show. So I don't know why, but that's suspicious to me. I was definitely going to ask him. I was going to be very cordial and cool. I was going to ask him a few questions. And being that he dropped off, I couldn't ask it to him. But Geocentric was on there, so I said, Geocentric, don't you think it's weird that Jeran said on the main day of the event there was only TFE there, and there was 60 or 70 employees there? Now, this is prime money-making season for the ALE or whoever it is that's doing the tour, and they had an entire day, the biggest money-making day for them should have been, and everyone is gone except for TFE, and they have 60 or 70 employees. I say, isn't that kind of suspicious? It's kind of suspicious to me.
Well,
So,
you're gonna have a
Very.
chance to ask him that, because on Wednesday I have I'm inviting on his channel to discuss all that with him, so he'll be able to join. There's no problem. At 10 a.m. Pacific time this Wednesday.
yeah.
So
Well, let me
you're
know.
gonna,
Let me know. I'm heading out of town to another state Wednesday. I've got 3 speaking engagements coming up, not flat Earth related, just other stuff. But if I can jump on there for a little bit Wednesday, maybe I will. But here again is my opinion with these guys. They have made themselves completely irrelevant, and they are nobodies now.
yeah, I
If
know.
somebody wants to talk to me about flat Earth, it's going to have to be Neil deGrasse Tyson or Brian Cox or somebody. I'm not talking to the Globe trolls on YouTube or the Globe trolls on TikTok or Facebook.
Yes.
They are nobody. We have debunked them 1,000 times,
Uh,
and all they're ever going to do is say, "Nuh-uh, that's not true," and then regurgitate their
yeah,
religion from their second
One
yeah,
grade
yeah.
one
Bible.
question, aloha,
We,
aloha. One question for you, brother. Which
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
channel? Who was the host of that channel that
Um,
he was
I,
on? And was a
uh,
Glober or a Flat Earther channel?
No, it was a Flat Earth channel. It was the Phoenix, and she's been missing for a while too. But she just came back, and it was kind of weird that that he was on her channel, because she's not known as a flat earther or anything really. I mean, she is, but she's not really really known as that. So anyway, I just found it weird that he was on TikTok for one, and really weird that as soon as I started talking, he dropped off of the show.
yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
The,
crazy
the,
stuff. Let's say hello to Justin. Our brother Justin is here. How are you doing, Justin?
I'm doing great, guys. How you guys doing, man? Pleasure.
Hey,
Good.
aloha,
Good to
bro.
Oh
have you,
yeah.
Justin.
Yeah,
yeah,
pleasure meeting you too, Florida. I haven't had the opportunity to be on a panel with you before.
Uh, Nice. Good to be here with you. I'm only going to be on a few more minutes. I got my kids with me, and we're.
Just before you leave, Keith, just to
Yeah.
tell you that with that guy, I'm not going to discuss about flat Earth, globe versus flat Earth, because that's not the topic. The topic is the video, the Wise file. So this is what we're going to talk about, because I'm not interested into like talking about the globe, flat Earth, because there's no point into like discussing something like that's been already like established clearly. So
Yeah.
so that's just to tell you that I'm going to
Okay.
be saying
No,
things that have never been said before on
All right.
TFP.
Cool.
So
Well,
it's
even if I can't join in, maybe I can listen in while I'm traveling some. But
okay.
the other thing about Austin that I'll share is that, I held out hope for Austin for a long time, but I'm done holding out hope for him. I mean, even though he's allegedly still a flat earther, he hasn't done anything strong ever since the TFE. So I don't know what's going on. I know he's allegedly having some real a tough season personally in a lot of different ways, from what I've been told by friends of his that are close, and I'm relative friends with him as well. But I don't know. And the other weird thing is Caleb from TikTok completely disappeared at the exact same time of TFE. Now I hear he's real active on X, but he hasn't been on TikTok. He hasn't done anything on TikTok ever since TFE.
No,
So
YouTube. No YouTube. Yeah.
you start putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, and you're like, yeah, something's off. Something's way off. And I even hear rumors that they're not going to release the TFE as a documentary. I hope they do
Oh no.
release it.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope.
We want that documentary to be out. And speaking about Austin, there are still people even on TikTok. They are trying to push Austin, like whatever he did, or no, he had some amazing argument. Like even people trying to like copy him and all that shit. But get the fuck
Yeah.
out. One
Yeah.
opportunity was enough to show that he's a fucking sellout, right? So whoever is fucking defending him still needs to get the fuck out. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty telling, isn't it? Birds of a feather, I think it's a good thing for us because they're a lot easier to spot. Anybody using TFE as evidence of a 24-hour sun is pretty sus in my book, to say the least.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ironworks for the super chat, brother. The link is there if you want to jump in. Yeah, so this is the thing, yeah, and I'm seeing it very obvious. So anything related now with these guys is not to be trusted. It's that simple.
Of course.
Any association with these sellouts, or even within anything with flat Earth, you cannot trust it. That's it.
Hey guys, I want to say that almost a couple of years ago now, we were at the Greg Locke and Dean Odell debate in Tennessee, right? Me and my wife went to that, and I met Aloha. I don't know if you're still here, Keith, but it was good to meet you there, bro. I had a good time with you.
Yeah.
Kevin Bobbitt
That
was
was
there. A lot
that
of
was
great
the
people.
that
I
was the
got
best.
to meet Trey Smith. I love that
Yep.
dude. But
Yep.
when
He
I
was
met
cool.
Austin, so we went around. It wasn't only flat earthers there. So the Mechanical Realm had just been released, like 6 or 8 or 10 weeks before we got there to Tennessee in December. And it was a bit of a stir, it was a bit of a hot topic at the time. The debate was, clearly the main event, but a lot of, had an easy time talking to people about the Mechanical Realm. And Dave already had it on the app, got to meet Dave down there. And I tell you what, Austin was the only person who I asked, hey, have you heard of the Mechanical Realm? It's a flat Earth documentary about, flat Earth working model. Have you heard about it? He wouldn't even admit that he heard about it, let alone anybody, people are like, oh, I saw that. It's great. I got to watch it again. You get a lot of that because it's like a lot of information packed into one box. So it takes a few times. It took me a few times too. I still watch it once in a while. But I tell you what, man, that fucking guy was cold, disconnected, very just
Android.
I'm sorry?
An android, like a robot type of guy. No humanity. The way he
man.
speaks.
There were a lot of smiles going on. I don't really remember seeing him smile too much. He was like over there with a couple of people. And
You know, brother, because these things that these people think that they have become the protagonists of the
yeah,
flat Earth. They
right.
act the same shit with Patricia Shear and all these people. They think that they have become uh, the face of flat Earth. This is what they were
Well,
thinking. All these people, all the sellouts, right? Like, yeah, we are the one. Like, we are like,
Yeah,
get
that's
the
well,
exactly
fuck
how I
out,
felt.
dude.
You
You don't
know,
know doing shit. You're fucking the community up. You are making ridicule. You're making money. You're conning people, right? And you're
but,
gonna think you're gonna be there as a star forever. Get the fuck out,
yeah,
dude.
but this is what we were talking about before. They're not totally wrong, because they're the stars in the community that they created. It's their community. It's Dave Weiss' community. It's Mark Sergeant's community. It's not our community. Our community is being born now. Again, it's not. It wasn't born like 10 years ago. It was engineered 10 years ago. It's a prototype. It's filled of like fake flat earthers and fake leaders. So what kind of a community is this? It's not born yet. It's being born now. So it's right to say, to pretend it's like, one of the, the main windows on flat earth in that community, because it's theirs, not ours.
No, no, no. The community, the real community,
Yeah.
because these people were thinking just having dominance on YouTube is gonna continue this forever. This was their mistake, because this is where they were controlling what goes out and what don't come out goes out. The real community was happening on Facebook, on Instagram, also a bit on YouTube. But these people were not expecting that. There were groups, there were uh, things happening on other platforms. So now that the playing field is level, that's why he's fucking crying for views. That's why people, even channels like me, have hundreds of times more views than these people. All these clowns combined. This they never expected, because the playing field is level, is flat, right? So no more controlling of information, what goes on and what stays in. That has been changed. That is the reason all these things is coming out. Other thing I want to say about the community, we build our community. I have a huge community on Facebook, and that's not from yesterday or today. It's more than 6, 7 years of hard work, including my page and the groups. That community was built parallel to the scam artists, where today it has more reach and all combined. Go ahead, guys.
I agree with Sam quite a bit. It seems like it's structured, and a lot of these flat earthers with the air quotes are just there to steer us down the wrong road. They gain your trust, just like a Weiss or anybody else, and they just they're there to make you look bad at the end of the day.
Yep. Aloha has amazing reach also. TikTok and
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I did notice the algorithms change where TikTok started censoring things. My videos don't get as many views there now as they did 3 months ago, but Facebook seems to be letting it grow. I'm getting a lot of views on Facebook, but for the first time, I just went through and just tallied up all the views for the last year, and my little views, and I'm a nobody. I don't see myself as anything special at all, but I've got 3 million views in the last 12 months between Facebook and TikTok. So what you're saying is right. We don't need a leader. All of us are leading ourselves. That's the funniest thing about a Glober calling Flat Earth a cult. Okay, who's
Yeah.
the leader? Who's the leader of the cult? Because I don't know any. It's not David Weiss. I mean, it's not Vikka. It's not me. It's none of us. We're not leaders. We're all doing what we feel compelled to do to get the truth out about creation. It's not like there's some big money making scheme behind us. And I know you guys know I wrote a book. I'm probably going to wait till first of next year to release it because I'm going for that world record again in December from Hawaii to Hawaii, like Kauai to Mauna Kea this time. If we hit it, we'll have the Guinness Book of World Records. They've already been paid. Their application's already been approved. So I'm waiting for that observation to happen, and so that if it does, I can include that in the book and on the cover of the book. But anyway, I know that I'm gonna have to deal with all the bullshit trolls of, oh, you're grifting and you're selling a book, and yeah, I'm selling something that's so simple that the easiest the brand new flat earther can read my book and be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, it's flat. There ain't no doubt about it. It's absolutely flat, and not have to deal with all the the trolls that they have to read through when they're looking at the comments on Facebook and TikTok. So I'm doing the book in the real world. So also so flat earthers can say, here you go. And on this, because the face-to-face conversations are more important than the online conversations. And those face-to-face conversations are growing. I think people are getting more courageous and more confident in sharing this, face-to-face with their friends and families.
Yeah, speaking of new books, True Earth Whisperers there in our chat, and he just put out a book just last week, and I highly recommend it. I've already purchased it as well, and am enjoying it. So
Nice.
yeah, just throwing
Nice.
that in there.
Can you imagine how
Hey,
many?
Keith.
There's going to be so many good flat Earth books written over the next 5 or 10 years. There's going to be so. I just know it. There's going to be so many of them. I'm going to do a kids book too. I'm going to call it the Earth System, and I'm going to have one little kid talking to another kid who is a indoctrinated globe proponent from the public school system versus a homeschool flat earther, and have them going back and forth with their ideas. But I'll do it. It'll be called the Earth Plane, or excuse me, the Earth System, making fun of the solar system. That the solar system is a scientific absurdity. And we'll have this little kid in the book, just schooling his friend and then telling his friend, look, come out here and look at the stars with me one night. And they'll watch the stars. Say, look, on the flat earth model, this works perfect. So it's going to be a cool little conversation between two kids. And that might even be a better book than my top 10 book. I don't know, but we'll see. But I know there's going to be so much more good flat earth information coming out over the next 5 or 10 years that I used to wonder if flat earth will become mainstream in my lifetime. Now I have no doubt about it. I think within the next 5 to 10 years, everybody knows the earth is flat and stationary. If they don't want to they don't have to like it. They may not want to admit it, and we'll probably battle some of the trolls forever. But within the next 5 to 10 years, we win big time.
People are all
Into
wrapped up
that.
in politics right now, bro. It's such a bombardment that
Yeah, like
they're
you said
lost
about
over there, man.
the cult thing, it's like we're such the opposite. We are all on our individual journeys here. We've had to unlearn everything. That's the highest form of education, is being able to unlearn, and learn to think for yourself is one of the biggest part of getting where we are. So to accuse us of being, in some cult is pretty preposterous.
It really
You know,
is.
It's quite the opposite.
Nah, it's, we're all trying to teach each other how to be our own leaders and work our own talents and connect with the creator within us all. So I really don't understand how that's a cult. And if that's a cult, I would join that cult,
Yeah, sign me up.
right? Nah, there's not a lot of bullying going on. Like, Keith, I think it's great that you're going to write a book about this, bro. I think you should. I think with the way you can speak, bro, you should write as many books as you can get your hands on and trickle them out or dump them all at once, whatever you want. But the information's got to get out there, and that's a really great way to get it into the hands of people. And now it's in their house all the time. It's not like on the phone where they can, breeze through it or stop it halfway or just ignore it. It's a lot different when it's tangible in your hand and it's captivating. I think you'll do great, bro. Good luck, and I can't wait to get a copy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely down to buy one when you do as well. And they do make good conversation pieces when they're sitting out on the coffee table.
Oh yeah, and it's people should support true true truth seekers who are putting efforts out there to make the change, because it's almost like going against the tide. So whatever the people can, but be aware also from con artists like how we have right now on the screen. Fucking 10 years conning people. We'll continue, guys.
Immediately disavowed his status as a flat earther and got to work reforming his channel and his identity.
Oh yeah, reforming his channel. He's fucking there begging on your channel for Globers. He's fucked up. He's like, nor he's from the flat earth, nor he's from Glober. You know very well, Professor, that you cannot trust this guy. Right? You're doing that collab for sure for what you are doing, being an anti-flat earther. So we all know that. Right? But Jeran and Mr. Austin is stuck They are not from flat Earth. They are not from globe Earth because they have screwed themselves. Nobody put them in that situation. They elected it, right? So that's the
Yeah.
outcome.
Yeah, they joined.
As you can imagine, he became a sworn enemy to all remaining flat earthers with the flip of a switch, since idiot frauds like David Weiss and Eric Dubé will do and say anything to retain the meager income they earn from this scam. But that didn't stop Jeran from transforming his channel into one that debunks not only flat Earth, but other similar conspiracy theories like moon landing denial and more. Now, you're all aware that
Because it's the same shit. Now that you become a glober, now you believe in the moon landing. Now you also believe that Katy Perry went to the space and everything, SpaceX and Blue Origin, right? Now you also a monkey on a spinning ball, right? You come from the primordial soup, so it's all a different change. It's right. You have to get in there.
couldn't care less about the flat earth cult and the drama within. They're totally inconsequential. But a VFX...
Oh yeah, that drama, this drama is like a purge. As we all are saying here, it was required. It was required so that the things can filter out. People can see it more clearly. That's what it did.
Artist named Gabriel Kerner, who has an interesting tangential relationship with the flat earth community, reached out to me to see if I'd like to have a conversation with Jeran on my channel, and I thought that sounded like a pretty fun idea, so that's what you're about to see here. I had some questions for Jeran about his experience in Antarctica and what the fallout has been like since disavowing flat earth, and then we give Jeran a chance to flex his newfound flat earth debunking prowess. So let's get to that right now. Okay, thanks everybody. We're here with Jeran and Gabriel, and so we're going to do a little bit of flat earth debunking with a former flat earther. And as many of you know of Jeran from some of the videos I've been making about the Antarctica trip, I have a few questions. I'm very curious because obviously I've been, I'm familiar with everything that happened, but I have yet to hear about the experience from a flat earther or at least a former flat earther. So Jeran, I'm just curious, you get down there, you see the 24-hour sun. What's the vibe? What's going through your head? What are all the other flat earthers saying? What's going on?
I mean, really, it happened in Punta Arenas, because in Punta Arenas, we were there for 3 days before we went to Antarctica, and I'm watching the sun set right to left and towards the south, which is right there is completely against my map. So, of course, I can kind of come up with something in my head. Oh, it's a coffee caustic. It's a reflection off the dome. Something like that. But I knew that when we went to Antarctica, if that was the actual sun that we saw, that it meant it was a globe. So I'd already said those things before we went on the trip, which is why I was hated for 6 months before that.
Mm-hmm.
It was clear to me that these are the kind of what do you call them? So they're mutually exclusive observations, right? So if we saw the sun set, well, that disqualifies the globe. If we saw the sun circle, it disqualifies flat Earth. And I thought that was one of the most impressive things about the trip, is that Duffy wasn't afraid to say that. He came out and said, no, if we see it set, it means the Earth's flat. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I'm willing to go with you. I'm willing to, put my 10 years of what I've been saying on the, and then you feel really dumb. So you feel dumb because you start realizing all the reasons you should have known this, or you should have got this. And now I feel myself, I'm telling people all the time, like, oh, anybody can figure it out. You can figure it out by tonight. And I understand that. I'm like, people could have been telling me that. It just bounces off you. Mm-hmm. So, the other flat earthers, they all saw the same thing. I mean, nobody has come back and tried to deny what we saw. They've just denied what it implies. Right. And so I do think that Lisbeth, the girl that won the contest, the golden ticket, she said she's no longer a flat earther. I don't think she's necessarily called herself a glober. Witsit, what's up with him. He's going to keep line. And I told them when we got back to the airport in Punta, I went to both of them and said, hey, just so you guys know, I don't want you to hate me, but I'm going to be going in a different direction when we get back. What I saw tells me the shape of the Earth. And they both kind of said, more power to you. And I believe you. I don't think you're lying. I think that's what you believe. So, what can I do about it? So that was basically it. I told Will when we were on the plane, we landed in Punta Arenas, and he was like 3 rows behind me, and we stood up, we're getting our stuff, and I just looked at him and said, "The Earth's a sphere." And he kind of gave this look like, "What?" Like, yeah, the Earth's a sphere. He's like, "All right."
Yeah, so already on the plane, he was a flat earther, a globe earther, or already was before, right?
Right, from Punta Arenas, and he spent 10 years of annihilating, bringing nothing but evidence to falsify the globe. And before you even went to Antarctica, you already knew it was a globe, huh? Just hand dismiss all your previous evidence.
Exactly.
Pretty telling.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I want to come in and say goodbye, but I'm going to share the last thing with you real quick, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to address this with Jeran if he would have stayed on panel the other day on that TikTok live, but I was going to say, Jeran, I did a documentary with Vikka Draziv called The Mechanical Realm about the Antikythera mechanism. Did you ever watch it? And I was going to see what his answer was. It's like, well, that's really not debatable. That shows the path of all the luminaries, including the path of the sun. And whatever you might have thought that you saw down there, even if it was a real phenomenon and not fake, it wasn't the sun that we see in our sky every day, going from the Tropic of Cancer to the equator to the Capricorn and back. That's not really debatable. That's been known, well documented for literally thousands of years. And just because you saw a light in the sky, and whether you did or not is still debatable. It's really fun. I just made a point that the path of the sun is well known, well documented for a long time. If it had gone well and been cordial, I might would have continued the conversation. But after he left, I told the host, I was like, God, look, all of these guys are irrelevant now. We really shouldn't be hosting them or giving them much of our time, because I did say this. Jeran went from a place of strength to a place of weakness. He went from the truth to the lie. He went from light to darkness. And what fellowship has light with darkness? I don't think I have anything to say to Jeran. If I do see him on another panel, I might just address the room or address the people listening or address the host. But I don't think I'll spend any time talking to Jeran or the likes of Jeran. They want
Absolutely.
us to believe that globe trolls, globe shills, propped up by the algorithms by YouTube and Google, that they recorded a 24-hour sun. And I think you were saying this earlier, Gene, that no government base has ever done this, and they've been down there for decades. No astrophysicist has ever done it. No university has ever done it. And they want us to believe that YouTube globe shills propped up by the algorithms recorded a 24-hour sun. No, even if what they saw might have been a natural phenomenon, it wasn't the sun. It could have been some other light. I'm not going to rule that out. But it definitely was not the sun that has been well known and well documented from ancient times, from the Babylonians and Sumerians, who figured out the software that went into the hardware of the Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism, for anyone intellectually honest, will always be a death blow for the globe. So, guys, thanks for letting me hang out. I got to cruise.
Appreciate you, Keith.
Yeah,
Good
Keith.
to see you, bro.
Yeah, aloha, everybody. Peace.
Bye.
To add
Oh
to what
yeah.
he was saying too, because they've already been caught red-handed faking a 24-hour sun. You would never fake something that was real. So they got that, before they even went there, they've already got that to deal with. So, the fact that we even tune in and ascertain or entertain that they're even, going there for that reason, it's all just a show, just like everything we see, even not related to TFE. That's their playbook. It's pretty obvious. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Oh yeah. I'm not. Actually, like, I'm not buying that Jeran had this natural experience of his life and he woke up. All right. I'm not buying that shit. That's it.
Yeah, it was the most beautiful thing they ever seen, man.
I'm really curious, like, what really happened, And I don't know if we'll know. It's all speculation, some real
I
creative
honestly don't think
ideas.
Union Glacier is a real place. I've
Yeah.
looked into go look at anything available on YouTube when it comes to their marathons or their skydiving or, their bike riding or whatever it might be. Go look at Mount Rossman and you will find that it is fake. So the entire place is a set. There's a backdrop that meets the ground. It's perfectly level where the ground meets the bottom of the mountain. And I've done plenty of due diligence to conclude that place isn't even a real place.
Wow.
Oh yeah, absolutely, brother. It's possible, right?
It's Antarctica.
It's just a landmark created just so that the people think, right? With
Sure.
post-production.
Yeah, and then we're going to hand dismiss the Arctic Treaty as well, right? Like it's not real, or you're not allowed to go there to independently explore. Apparently, the Globers were right about that too, right? Wrong. There's a reason that thing exists, and that's to gatekeep what is there.
Yeah, really, because the story that they're giving, that it's for environmental protection. Like, who believes that anymore? Look what they're doing to right underneath your feet. They're destroying everything they can get their hands on, their grimy paws on, and they're claiming that something that we can't even get 20 degrees lateral close to is if they got military down there for environmental protection. That's a stretch, guys, to go and believe something like that. But like they're saying with all the mistakes, I wouldn't be surprised if they put those mistakes in there. Because if you're going to watch those blatant mistakes and still believe the lie, then they can separate us in that kind of way, and then they know what kind of lie to tell next also. If they it's like a big litmus test. So I'm perfectly happy just calling it all a hoax, psyop, before I even see anything out of it. As soon as I hear anything out of the mainstream, I'm like, no.
Just like
What?
anything else on the mainstream narrative.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Anything from mainstream. As soon as I catch a glimpse, when Trump was in Pennsylvania a year ago, I was like, nope. And I saw it again. I'm like, oh my God, is this like they're calling this real? Sure enough. And I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah. At what
You
point does
guys
their
are.
credibility go away?
Well, no, bro. I don't know. With us, yeah, for sure. Anybody who can see that, but like if you can't see that was a staged thing, that's a gauge for them. And by the the social media comments and reactions getting filtered out through the algorithm, I think it's a test for them to know what they're gonna do next. Like who's gonna be on stage next and taking off stage that quick, right? It's like, let's have a pool for this.
Yeah, you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. We got too many eyes out here, and we're watching like hawks.
Yeah, and the more they do these events or whatever have you, the better off we are. But still, it makes me nervous to see the people that I personally know and go for it and think, oh no, that you're telling me that's not real. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you that's not real, and they don't hear it. That I find disturbing. They don't hear it, and a week, a month, or 2-3 months later, they're still on that story. I'm like, oh fuck, man, where do we go now? I don't want to talk about it anymore. Not hearing it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's rough, man.
Let's hear these guys.
All right. So I think that made him really happy. I think he was happy to at least get one of us and not come back and
Right.
nobody believed it. So it's a nice trip though.
Some victory, yeah. But you and Will made falsifiable predictions, and one of which was falsified. That's how science works.
Right.
But so it sounds like are you and Whitsitt are amicable, or what's going on there?
I'm not sure if you saw we had a debate where he just accused me of fallacies the whole time and didn't give any evidence.
Yo, Globe Crusher, what's up, brother? The link is there on the top if you want to jump in.
of the flat earth, which I even in my opener I said what Witz will do tonight is, and then I gave an exact layout of what he would do, and then he went and did the exact thing.
How shocking. A perfect duplicate of my debate with him.
And then I thought that the
said
people,
everything he would do.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know I was like, well, flat earthers are gonna think he did terrible. They're gonna be so mad at him. Boy, was I wrong. They're all, oh, he just smashed Jeran. He did. I'm like, oh my god, these guys are just so desperate.
No, there's just no accounting for the willful ignorance there.
So no, we're not like friends. I mean, we don't talk every day. I probably talked to him, twice since that debate, and it's just been very businesslike. No, we have different opinions of the shape of the earth now. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, Fred says Jeran ran from me 2 days ago. Yeah, jump on the panel, Fred, and tell us. We'd love to hear that. The link is there. You just click and.
In that truther world, you're not allowed to really step out of line like that. They're not going to welcome you. They don't want to hear you. I've kind of realized now how the Dave.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely not welcome, Jeran. Oh yeah, after the shit you did, what do you thought? The people are going to be, yeah, Jeran, we all are going to flip now. We all are globers because you saw it. You are like one of the so-called face of flat earth, fake face put there. So everybody should follow you, right? Right, Jeran? Fred, you need to connect your audio first. You need to go out of the studio because your mic is not connected, so it doesn't let me add you to the studio. Go back, check your mic, or select your mic and then enter the studio. I can't add you because it says they need to connect their mic or cam before they can add themselves to the screen. So you need to go out and try back again, but you need to select a mic.
Weiss, how they get away with this is that they block anybody who says anything bad about them. So they don't see anything you do. It's just you're blocked. They don't see it. And then they just go around and they're in their own echo chambers. And so they keep hearing the same thing day after day. And it just becomes like fact to them. So they become very cocky and they become very condescending. And they're going around calling people globetards. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I mean,
it's the
like,
cringiest shit ever.
Yeah, it's like just so ironic too, because they're calling other people retards and you just believe you're told. And it's like, oh man, you guys, if you only knew. And they don't listen to me. I mean, I thought that they would listen to me. This is how I know I'm a truther. If Dave Weiss went to Antarctica and got back and flipped, the very first thing I would have done is watch everything he did. Because I would say, hey, here's a guy who was a flat earth for 10 years. He just flipped. I need to know what he saw, well, they all just blocked.
Yeah, I need to know. No, we need to know how much fucking money you took. This is what we need to know. No, like, oh, because Jeran came back and now he's a glober. Now we need to look into the evidence and look good and become globers because he flipped. No, Jeran. Many people have been watching you from a very long time. And you got yourself in a situation where the people can see your true colors. That's the thing. People already saw your colors even before you went there because the way you are behaving. Right? So don't expect, other than those 10 people you had around you who flipped with you, you know very well there are thousands of people converting to flat earther every day. Every kind of people, every walk of life. Race, religion, profession, however you want to categorize them. Every day, right? So there was nothing done to the flat earth community. The only good thing was you guys were exposed. That's the only thing that it happened.
So, and then I did a series of, 12 videos called Unplugged like that.
So yeah, Fred, I could see you before in the stream, but I couldn't add you because your mic was not connected. So you need to connect your mic before you enter the studio or select the mic and then you can enter the studio, and then I can add you. That's the reason I couldn't add you. Alrighty.
Signed by me, and they didn't watch any of it. So they still come out and they say, well, Jeran just flipped because of light in the sky. They don't realize all the things like the South Celestial Pole that I saw for myself. And then being...
Yeah, just saying it's not gonna work, Jeran. South Celestial Pole you saw. That's it. You just saw it. You didn't do anything about it.
How did he see you when it's 24-hour daylight? You can see stars down there during the day?
No, in a way, it's going to be another pole like the North Pole, right? If they're saying that there's a 24-hour sun so there has to be a pole, right? A South Pole where the sun is going around, same way it does in the North, right?
Yeah, but how would you be
So
able
there
to
should
see
be
something like...
yeah, go ahead.
How could they see a star during the day?
No, it's called maybe a celestial pole, but it should be the real geographical pole too.
Right. Or they see it at an angle according to where they are off of the pole. Right? It's like how you see the North Star at a different angle. It depends on where you are.
Exactly. But if these people saw a 24-hour sun above them, if he's claiming that, so there has to be a geographical and celestial South Pole right there.
Right.
Where we were in Antarctica, watching the sun go from, it's about 35 degrees high in the north and then down to 15 degrees in the south. And it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, if I walk towards the southernmost part of the sun, every 69 miles, that'll pop up a degree. Eventually I'll get to where it's 15 degrees and 15 degrees. That's 10 degrees away, which means I'm miles from the pole. And so everything just started to make sense. Seeing the sun go backwards, seeing the Tropic of Capricorn curves the opposite way that the flat Earth map shows, right? The flat Earth map shows it going off to the right, it goes off to the left. So there's no more question for me. It's not like, oh, I still wonder, or
First of all, you guys were not very clear about the directions and everything, right? And giving a 360 video with all those curving and squishing and the shadows and the colors and the blue shadows and endless shit in the seam and the chroma blue sky and right, so many other shit.
Way too many. Anomaly after anomaly. Even Witsit forgetting he acted like Mount Rossman wasn't even, he tried to argue with Dustin Nemos that it wasn't even the same mountain, yet they only went a couple hundred yards away, and it's a notorious mountain that they had to back away from, so the sun went behind it in the first place was the whole reason they moved away from it. And then he claimed that it wasn't even the same mountain. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, you need to wake the hell up.
Oh yeah, because if you're fucking lying, you have to make shit up, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And like you said, there's just one after another after another. It's not like there's just one thing that they failed to convince us of. It's just there's so much there. You just got to be due diligent and do the research, and you're not going to be left thinking that they've seen a 24-hour sun if you do it properly. I mean, I could show you a 24-hour sun on the green screen behind me. Does that make it real? And then we're gonna entertain it and treat it like it is. I mean, everybody's gonna base their assumptions off of there's a 24-hour sun when they make a positive claim that there is a 24-hour sun, and they've yet to prove that there was, because that's not sufficient enough in my book. Nothing but fakery.
And what about the artificial suns that they claim to have and they've been shown? I've seen videos of, right? Could have been something like that. Some kind of technology. What else? What are they going to do with those things?
That's a good question.
Why would you even be creating something like that?
Yeah,
then
I
seeing
mean,
the sun
obviously you can't
set
have sunshine
in
up
different.
there, up down there, and here at the same time, without having some other type of body of some kind. But to even entertain it is actually just obfuscation because they made that claim and they got caught again faking it. So the fact that we sit here and entertain that it even is possible, and that the AE map is no good, some people claim, and that's exactly their intentions, is to poison the well and dilute the flat earth movement, and that's just part of the game, is what their intentions are, in my opinion.
I thought if I drew a map on this napkin right now, it'd be closer to the map than the globe.
Yeah. And anytime they try to do everything they can to destroy any topic, usually you're right over the target, or else they wouldn't bother even trying to. They don't care. If you're dumb, you're dumb, but they'll go to great lengths to make sure that they try to prove it not right when they failed once again.
But that's all they're ever going to do, bro. It's always going to be a failure.
Yeah, and the more AI advances, the more they're gonna, try to push it. Because we can't believe anything we see on this damn TV.
So Dave is saying here in the chat, what's up, Dave? He's saying, how did he see the South Celestial Pole if there was a 24-hour sun? Right? Yeah, he's claiming to be a South Celestial Pole, but it's the same thing, celestial pole or the physical pole, right? The sun, all the luminaries, all the stars are circling around there in a circle. That's their claim, right? So is Witsit now pushing for a South Pole too? Because if he's claiming that there's a 24-hour sun that he saw with his own eyes, so he's claiming that there's a South Pole, celestial or geographical pole. It's the same shit because it needs to go around at that point, right, in the sky and with the compass on the ground, right? So this is what even Vincent is saying now, or he's gonna be preaching now that there's a South Pole where he went there, right? Because he could have shut up all the flat earthers by doing that with a compass, because that compass, the same way the sun is going there, that's a light phenomena that's happening up there. But you have a physical compass with the magnetic fields of the South Pole, the supposed South Pole, and the compass should go in the circle, should do a 360 degree at that point, whichever is their point that they're watching the sun above. That's an optical observation or experiment. But you have the physical land right there with the compasses. Two simple things would have also resolved a lot of shit. But no, these people want us to believe in CGI and just for the face value. Trust me, bro, right? It's not happening.
Yeah, nice try.
Direction for people in the South. That's one, I mean, over ever telling me that for 10 years. And I think that's one of the most compelling evidences that there are, because we all see it every day. Anybody in the South goes out, they see the opposite direction of the sun than the North sees.
Yeah, to me, that's a little more easily evaded by just which way you're pointing or something like that. That's why I focus on the night sky and the clockwise, counterclockwise, because you can't mistake clockwise and counterclockwise.
Now, this is also one of the most absurd arguments, right? For them, on a globe, it's supposed to be just perspective because you're upside down. The Earth is rotating in two different directions. That's the absurdity of these people claiming a different direction of stars in the south. But they want to catch on and hang on that it's the perspective. But it's the same shit on flat Earth. It's just the perspective.
Yeah, they want to cherry pick when to use perspective, and dismiss common sense and elementary perspectives, just use it when only it fits their narrative.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Tron?
Hey, what you guys doing, man?
Hey, Tron.
How's everybody? How's everybody, man? Gene, Justin?
What's up,
Pretty
Tron?
good,
How
brother.
are you,
Thank
bro?
you.
Been running around flat smacking today, dealing with the usual bull crap.
More power to you, bro.
Trolls. It is what it is. Comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, before Tron, before was Fred in the chat. He tried to jump on in here, but we couldn't add him because his mic was not connected. And he was mentioning that Jeran was there on his live.
Oh yeah,
Even
yeah.
yeah.
He had a I guess I don't know what's going on. I guess Jeran's got a girlfriend or now. I don't know what's going on. Somebody named Phoenix, the Oracle, or something like that. Big disaster. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was funny though. But he's a scammer, man. It's all a bunch of scams. And this gal was bouncing around to everybody's lives, right? And I don't know what the deal is, but she ain't gonna be bouncing around too much because everybody's pretty much got it blocked. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Fred did have Jeran up there for a while, and it didn't go well. Let's just put it that way, Vikka.
How did it gonna go?
Oh man.
So yeah, see, so now he's trying because YouTube is not working. So he needs to expand
Yeah.
as a new, fresh Glover.
Good old Jeran, man. Hey, he did it to himself. Hey, didn't Eddie called him out early on, didn't he? Right? Flat Earth Banjo. He said this guy is a scammer and he's going to flip. Right? It's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Eddie was right on spot for many things. Even Eric Dubai used to call Jeran already out from a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's a nobody. He's any support he may have had, he doesn't have it anymore. And I think Flat Earth is growing, and people are listening to us now for real. They're listening to the real Flat Earthers. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Oh yeah, all the
We'll
con
tell you what's
artists are sidelined. Yeah.
yeah, and there's a few more coming in, Vika. There's a whole new crowd coming up. I don't know what it is. If they have a little class to train them, I don't know what it is. But they all show up and they all have the same tired, lame arguments. So the best thing to do for at least for my world of TikTok is just to block them all as soon as you find out. Just get rid of them. At least that's
Yeah,
how
it's
I
kind of
think.
intolerable.
They are.
I don't have the patience to deal with that stuff much.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm to the point to where all I want to do is talk about the truth. I actually look for people that have heard, a lot of people have heard the term flat earth and they've heard some stuff about it, and there's a lot of interest in it. And I'm looking for those people that are genuine so we can answer probably the same questions that the trolls bring up, except these people are open and we can help them, give them information and steer them to where they can get to get to the resources for further study and further research, and then if they will do that, which many are, then they will see for themselves what the truth is, and then they'll be convinced, by themselves in their own studying. I think that's the best route personally.
Yeah, and it makes it hard to reach those people as long as we allow these 10-year veteran trolls to
Dude, not on my
interrupt
panel.
us.
It's over. I don't deal with
Not
it
on mine
anymore.
either. I recommend everybody boycott these known trolls.
You have to.
If you want to be intellectually honest, you're more than welcome. And we're all human beings and adults first and foremost, and they act like a bunch of kids. So bye
I
bye.
know. Now I'll tell you, here's my new policy. My policy is this: if you come up, you ask a question, they may not like the answer to the question, and that's fine. We can talk about it for a little bit, but the answers aren't going to change. So if they don't like the answers, then what I do is I tell them that they need to go down the road to anywhere else until they find the answers that they like. because we're not going to change the answers on my panel. Those are the answers. If they don't like them, that tells me they're disingenuous, and we just send them down the gravity slide and move along.
Right, the truth doesn't care about opinions and feelings. It's objective.
I don't got time for feelings. I got time for truth. That's it.
Amen to that, brother.
Yeah, some crazy people on your life, right?
Oh, it happens. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it'll happen. Yeah, it does happen. It's unavoidable. Had a guy come up today. He goes, he had a dream. This was his proof to explain some globe crap. He had a dream. I said, sir,
Is he awake?
a dream is not proof. What are you talking about? I don't know if they're trolling or what have you. This is the crap we're hearing. It's unbelievable.
Dreams are cool and all, but
I had a dream that proves the earth. Really?
what was it? Did you get past any of that?
No, I told him I don't want to hear his stupid dreams.
It's just showing the desperation, because if they got to rely on a dream, then they don't have any physical evidence. Here we are, 2025. There's zero scientific evidence to support curvature and or movement.
Yeah. I mean, I have dreams once in a while, but I don't go talking about them on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like it's going to prove something. Come on, guys. Let's get serious.
Just shows their desperation, buddy. You know?
Yeah, either that or they're just trolling, one of the two, you know, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, you know, but we figured out after a while, then we dump them, get rid of them. Find serious people that want to talk and listen, you know, and take some information and go do some research. I don't expect anybody to all of a sudden talk to somebody online and then be instantly convinced of anything. But I do expect them to listen, take some information, and go research it. If they'll do that, there's a good chance they're going to come back leaning towards the geocentric flat Earth. You know, there's a very good chance of it if they will do it.
Yeah, most of the time, they're there just to derail, is what I've seen.
Well, that's what the trolls do. And I'll tell you exactly what they're doing. Here's what they ask. They'll do this. They sound so sincere. They want to ask. They want to get into gravity. I don't even want to talk about gravity ever again.
Really?
I don't care about gravity. I tell them they can have all of my gravity. I give them all of my portions of gravity. They may have it. Because gravity doesn't prove anything, and we all know it's horse crap anyway, right? So I stop it immediately. They can have all the gravity they want. And then they want to talk about, this is a biggie. They'll say, well, they want to go to the sky, another deflection, you know, and then they want to go to, what's beyond the ice wall? We don't know. We can tell you what we think. Let's move
What's
along.
underneath?
You know, right? And then we want to go. Then they want to talk about this one. They start talking about, well, what does it really matter, and why would they lie? I stop it immediately. I also tell them, if you're not interested in the shape of the Earth, really, and you're not seeing anything about flat Earth, it really doesn't matter. Why now, does it? Because it's a wasted effort to even try to explain why would people lie. You see what I'm saying? It's all deflections and a wasting of time. This is exactly what I tell them.
One moment, guys. One moment. I just wanted to say to Ironworks, Vlad, I cannot add you to the stream because it says your mic is not connected. You need to jump out and connect your mic. It was same thing happening with the bread. So I don't know. It doesn't let me add you. Let me see now. Yeah, now it's cool. What's up? How are you doing, Vlad?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
We got you, brother.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
How are you doing?
I'm not bad. I don't know why I can't. Okay. So if you guys can hear me, hey, thanks for having me on, Vikka. Panel, what's happening, y'all? Hopefully everybody's doing well.
What's up, Vlad? How you doing?
Yes.
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Long time no chat. Amazing discussion, by the way, today. You guys are rocking right now. And to the chat, what's going on, y'all? I see you guys. I missed out on y'all for the last few weeks, so want to say hi to the chat as well.
Yeah, the family's out there today, man. You know, Tron, I wanted to say that if into that, well, why would they lie thing, that might be a good turning point for someone, though. If they're willing to say, all right, well, if it's flat.
I agree with you. It depends on who's asking the question and the sincerity of it. If it's coming from a troll, I can determine if it's a troll or if it's someone that's serious. If somebody that's really serious and they're asking questions early on and they're listening and they're not getting triggered, and then they bring up that one, of course we will answer in that sort of thing. But if someone just comes up and automatically starts talking about it, I'm like, what difference does it make at this point? See,
because that's a great turning point, because why would they lie? There's a million reasons you can go into right there.
Exactly. No, I agree for the sincere person. And I will do that. And we will do
anybody
that.
Anybody with a half an eye open right now can get to one of those reasons too. There's so much garbage going on. It's like ridiculous.
You know what I tell everybody? I have never, ever, not one time ever had to ask anybody, why would all these lies have been told? I never had to ask it. Because
me neither. Man. That's an easy one. Man.
I figured it out in my research. As I become a flat earther, it was so obvious why we were being lied to. So I'm
it's like catching somebody like robbing, and you're saying why. It's like somebody asking why. Why was Jeran conning people? Why? It's the same thing. There is no explanation.
It's like, are you serious? When really asking that?
When people ask why, it opens up the door for people to start having this hour conversation, right? And then if it's the wrong person, if it's a troll that asks the question, they're not going to be changed. It turns into an argument and a bunch of garbage, and we've wasted 45 minutes of time. You know what I mean? But
that's
if they're
disappointing, man.
It is.
But it's that's exhausting, bro.
But if they're sincere, they will listen and they will agree, and they'll be able to see it pretty quickly. So we don't got to talk about it for 45 straight minutes as why people lie. You know what I mean?
And it's good when they start to add their own points too, and then they're like, "Oh,
and they'll start seeing it." Or they'll say something like, "I was thinking that," and stuff like that. That tells you that we're getting through.
And you want to know something? I'll tell you, it's a good thing that we've been starting to boycott them, because I've been saying this for like a year now. I'm like, yo, do not let these jokers onto your panel. Don't let them onto your show, because my thing is this: we've given them they have how many years of a head start to figure out their stuff, and they can't present anything. They can't. And so you got to look at it like this. Even with Jeran, right? Or Judas, I like to call him. That boy's sitting over there talking this nonsense, talking about, oh, they make fun of us. They call us Globers. And I'm like, bro, all you do, you've stole all this money from these people. I'm going to call it stealing. All right. I'm just going to call it like it is. He stole all this money. He gave them a freaking bag of false goods. He comes back talking about it. It's like, yo, dude, you didn't do any proper investigation. You didn't, and matter of fact, you couldn't even present a ticket. So in my book, to me, in my opinion, didn't nobody go nowhere. That's it. And I don't even want to talk about no experiment, because you didn't go nowhere. So you didn't do you failed to do the basics, and you're worried about flat earthers calling you a glober. Dude, you need to grow up. You need to grow up. You need to fucking man up, and you need to just take responsibility for your errors. But you see, that right there, what I find telling in that whole thing is that you have him holding audience with Prostitute Dave. And then Prostitute Dave's over there, got that smug look on his face. I'm like, yo, you can't take these people serious. If you're a true globe earther, and you truly believe that it's a globe, you have to ask yourself, well, why would these guys fight him? Like, ask yourself that legitimate question. Why would these guys fight him back, right? And then you got to see, you know what? We don't even want to talk to him no more. We're not making no threats or nothing like that. Yeah, sure, we'll make fun of him a little bit, but we don't even want to talk to him no more. That's how serious it is. So if these guys are genuinely globers, they'll ask us, well, why do you feel like that? Instead, they're holding audience with them. So my thing is this: do they trust him? Would they trust him? And if the answer is yes, then that tells you everything you need to know, that these people aren't serious. But if they're going to look at his body of work, if they're going to compare his body of work to what it is we have and all the evidence, then if they're smart, they'll be like, yo, I can't trust this dude. And if you can't trust them, that means that what it is you've been looking at requires further investigation. That's all I got. I'm just landing my plane with that.
Hey, Vika, just to let you know, that blacklight guy that just came in, it's not the real blacklight. It's just a troll mocking
it's a troll.
blacklight. And
Oh, yeah?
also, the guy I just deleted also, his account's only 5 days old. So just so you know.
Yeah, that would be a troll.
They've been doing that too. They've been doing
All
that
right,
too.
he's
And
done.
they've been doing it
He's
heavy.
done.
Yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing this heavy, man. They've been trolling the hell out my channel. They've been offering people money to debate people. I'm like, yo, there is no debate. Like they're not serious people. And so they've lost all their silver bullets with all flat earthers, in my opinion, to where we're in a good, solid place because you can't lose with the truth. And them acting the way they do shows everybody who's in the right. And you just can't lose with the truth, man. No matter what it is they say, they're going to call you a bitch. They're going to say you're a coward. They're going to probably find your email and cuss you out and everything else like that. It's cool. Don't panel them. That's it. There's no debate. Go somewhere, make your channel, make your Globe Earth channel, and then have people watch your stuff. It's that simple. We won't visit your channel, though. So don't cry about it.
Oh yeah, Jeran is crying. Yeah, that for sure. Shout out to our brother Justin Johnson for the members and for the gifted members. Really appreciate, brother. Oh yeah, these people, brother. These people, all these collabs and all this is showing that how long these have been prepared, right? We never imagined that this could have happened, right? Or the same shit with Austin and Jeran, the debate, right? It's all a show, right? This is also to get traffic. And in the end, I don't know if you guys have seen this whole mocking thing. He's literally there to beg for subscribers to this Professor Dave.
Yep. And Professor Dave, I think he's got like what? He's got a couple of million subs or something like that.
Does he?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he's got well over like 1 million or something like that. And it's basically Judas. Yeah, that's a lot. And it's basically Judas. Bro. Yeah, and Judas, I don't know how bad he's fallen off, but I'm hearing that a lot of people haven't been showing up to his show except for Globers. But the thing is Globers, that's the thing, like Globers don't have anything. They have nothing. They don't have anything. And they know it. That's why they have to come to our channel to derail us. They have nothing.
Exactly. They don't have no audience.
No. And you see all these lies, man, look, all these lies that you see, every way you look, somebody's lying. Every way you can't even trust your elected officials, which, many of us that have been in the game for a while, we already knew that you couldn't trust these jokers in the White House, Green House, Purple House, don't matter what house. You can't trust none of them. You understand? And so
it's their house and we don't live in it.
Yeah, you can't trust them dudes. And it's just bad enough that the foot soldiers on the ground with you can't trust them either. That's what really sucks, is that these people are just as broke. They get just as sick. They got kids just like you. They got bills just like you. They got a house just like you, or an apartment just like you. But they lie. That's the difference. It's when you think you could trust somebody because they're parallel to you. You understand? And they're supposed to be working with you, but they're just as deceitful and just as duplicitous as those people that we call quote unquote elected officials. And it's like, it's so nasty. It's gotten to the point to where it's like, we don't even want to talk to them. And now they want to get upset with us. It's like, nah, man, like you made your bed, you're going to have to sleep in that, homie.
Jeran thought that he's going to flip and he's gonna make more money than what he used to con the flat earth people, like like McToon and this Craig and all these guys. These guys are really fucking making money, and this guy on the so Jeran is fucked right now. So he's not even for flat earth, not for globe earth, right? This is the thing. He thought that in flipping, it's gonna be like he's gonna be one of the most famous Globers who came from flat Earth, right? This is what he thought, but it's all gone wrong.
Good form. That's good form.
Their own tactics will be
deserves
their own demise, you know, because
Yep.
we're too awake. You know, they might have been able to pull the sheet over our eyes, you know, 10 years ago, but you know, we're far too awake at this point.
Yep.
You see it a mile away. Before it even happens, you already know it's coming.
Exactly.
You know,
A broken record.
makes me wonder if they like, you know, they had to let it out, so they did their little dance with these guys back in the day and started it, and hopefully maybe they thought it was going to phase out, like I was saying before with the litmus test.
Mm.
You know, maybe they thought that society was mentally spent enough to just graze over
Let it go.
and never look back.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
You know what's crazy is that a lot of society does. They let stuff like that go, you know,
Yeah,
but we won't. That's the problem is we won't.
big difference.
They can
bro,
let it
right?
go. Yeah. We won't. We won't let that go. And so that's what they weren't expecting. But I tried to warn them. I was like, dude, you got a whole bunch of flat earthers that they live to catch you in some bullshit. You think you're gonna get one over on these people, man? They're waiting for you to just fuck around, make some bullshit up, and act like you did it. Because they're gonna find you. Somebody's out there. They will find you.
Oh yeah. So under the microscope, right? Especially Mr. Witsit also, because Jeran is out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's listen to these clowns a little bit more.
Comment on the which way you're pointing thing.
Uh-huh.
That frustrates me so much because an analogy I've seen them use is if you're standing on one side of the freeway or the other side of the freeway, cars seem to be going left this way, but right.
Because that's the most simple explanation. That's the most simple explanation because it's the perspective, how things move, and from which angle or which side you are looking. That's the simple answer, right?
Yep.
If you're facing the other way, that doesn't work because if you're looking up at a ceiling fan, turning
nobody's on the
clockwise,
other side of
You're
the
on
sky.
one side of the room,
Right.
you're on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
It's turning the only way it turns the other direction is if the ceiling is transparent and you're above it looking down.
Right.
Which
Then
How do you
it's
get to
the
the other side of the celestial sphere?
So that standing in from different perspectives thing is. Didn't Weiss try to use that shit?
Yeah, they all try to use it. Not really the
With it
same.
as well. Yeah.
And-
It's
Oh
yeah.
boy.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
What I try to say about the sun setting is I say if you're looking west, and what that does is it then makes left and right absolute, right? So if you're looking west and the sun and you're in the south, the sun sets right to left, diagonal. And that's weird to us because we're in the north, so every sunset we've ever seen sets diagonally left to right. And if you turn around and look at the east, now the sun rises left to right. And it makes sense to us in the north. So I can see where flat earth kind of maybe made sense to some people because you could look at a flat earth map and the north kind of makes sense. But where it falls apart is the south. The south is a complete disaster because it's completely not
inverts everything, which makes no sense over a flat plane.
Right,
Why,
and so
why
that's
would the
another thing.
sky spin different directions?
Right, and
That's
once
what
you
I
realize
got.
my
how
God.
That's what I
simple it
got
is.
Witsit on.
Go ahead.
Man, you know, people try to explain to them. This is where these guys, I mean, they lose us again because we've explained to them a million times over how it works in the South. If they did do what they claim that they did, they don't want to hear it. That's their prerogative, in my opinion. So, like, they're going to act as if we didn't present to them a case for what it is that Jeran may have claimed to have seen. So it's like, man, they heard the news before, so they're full of crap. They're full of crap. Plus, on top of that, why isn't it that these guys aren't talking about why is it that the sun looks like a dang football at its bottom, and then at its apex, it looks like a football again, and then on the way up and down, while it's doing that little sine wave pattern, it looks like a football the whole time. Nobody wants to talk about that. Those guys don't want to talk about that. So
You know
this, to
what,
me,
Flat?
yeah.
Sam just brought that up earlier. He's going to be he's doing something with I think Neptune during this week, so you might hear something more about that.
And I mean, we see this. This is an optical thing. So I mean, I don't know if anybody in here has ever been taught that the sun looks like a football or a frisbee. You know what I'm saying? I've never been taught that. It doesn't look like a donut. It doesn't look like that to me. I've never been taught that. I don't think
Isn't it
anybody's been taught that.
Well, Vlad,
Right,
the
that's what
sun
I'm
is
saying.
It's an oblate spheroid, man.
It's
That,
pear
right,
shaped.
like everything else. Nobody's ever been taught that. So I could see if they said, okay, if there's a 24-hour sun, well, why does it have to misshape itself? But you know what? These guys, that's how you know they're full of shit. They're not asking those questions. And because they're trying to act as if it's not happening. So they could say, all right, see, it is a globe because it's doing A, B, and C, which to me, it's like it doesn't matter because ain't nobody coming up with these tickets. Except for one person, I got to see all these tickets. You understand? So in my world, it didn't happen. I think, honestly, I'm going to land my plane right here. Honestly, I'm going to land my plane right here. We need to start asking them.
You seen the
We need to start asking them, where's the ticket at? Where them tickets at? Give us the tickets. Give us the itinerary. Cool. Then it happened. Because in my world, it didn't happen. If you can't present them tickets, we're wasting our time.
Where is the terabyte of data?
That's another one.
Where is the where are the experiments? Yeah, where is the infrared filters, images and video, right?
Yeah.
Thermal
lost all the
videos.
telemetry data.
Yeah.
You know, Jeran always claims that he's like, oh, I used to be a manager at Long's. Long's is it's like the West Coast version of CVS. I know they have a bunch of Longs out in Hawaii and stuff, right? So it's like it's a pharmacy. It's a big giant like Walgreens, right? So he said he used to be a manager at Long's. What is something, whether you work at Long's, Staples, Home Depot, Wendy's, don't matter. If you are a manager and you're tasking one of your workers to do something, they go out and do it. They come back, they report to you, yes, it's done. What is it as a manager? What is it that you do? You trust him that he's done it because he said he did it. But you also do what? You verify. You verify the claim that they did what they said they did. His monkey ass went out there, or he claims that he went out to do something. None of the stuff that he said they said they was going to do got done. Nobody do no curvature test. I didn't see that. This dude was still trying to figure out the damn camera, and then they were like, "Hey man, we got to get on the plane." So you mean to tell me you got all this money that these people sending you? You got this Nikon 900, P900, P1000. You still don't know how to use the freaking thing. You've been planning this trip for like a year and change or whatever it was. You didn't ask nobody what you didn't ask for a grocery list of things to do. In my opinion, one, you didn't go, right? One, you did not go. Two, you ain't serious. Three, you knew good and goddamn well you wasn't going to go. So you probably had some shit already pre-staged story-wise for us. Because you being a manager at one time in your life, and apparently he was what he claims to us is that he was a pretty decent manager. Your job is to trust but verify. So you're going to do your damnedest to do the things that you say you're going to do, and then provide everybody else the evidence. Because you as a manager, you have that same expectations of the people that work for you.
Don't forget.
That's how I see it.
We never got no 24-hour continuous video feed now, did we?
As far as I know, we didn't.
We didn't. Remember, they didn't have no internet, supposedly, or they'd shut down conveniently. They couldn't figure that crap out? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You think an isolated place like that down there, they're going to have lapses in the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah, when allegedly
just
that's the
making it
first
up.
time ever that Starlink has been there in Antarctica.
Yeah. These dudes just making it up as they go along. Fucking piss me the hell off.
This guy Motorboat seems to think that they've already showed their tickets. Well, who's he talking about, McToon? Or because I haven't seen anything from Witchett or Jeran.
I think they said what's his name? McKeegan. No, they said McKeegan showed his ticket. So, okay, if McKeegan showed his ticket, I want to see McKeegan's ticket. I want to see Jeran's ticket. I want to see all their tickets. Because here's the thing. They're full of shit. If these motherfuckers went, that's the first thing out their mouth. I'm so tired of these goddamn lies, dude. I'm so tired. Like, I don't understand how these Globers could be satisfied with such a shoddy and shitty product. These are not serious people. They are not serious. If you're serious, you're going to be like, hey, we need to see it too.
But yeah, because it goes through the agenda, brother. Right? This is the thing. That's why the Globers are happy. They are defending Jeran and Vitsit and the other girl because it goes to the indoctrination. They are gonna push it. You don't care who the fuck is it, like, you know. That's the reason.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Good. That's cool because the more they keep pushing that, there's no debate. That's cool. That's cool. And you want to know something? They're being caught out there for being liars. So we know we're not bullshitting. We don't have anything to hide, right? These dudes, their lies are catching up with them. That much I know. It's frustrating for us, yes, but like everything else, man, their lies are slowly but surely catching up with them. And I think we're starting to see it. They're starting to see it. I think you guys said earlier that they're not making a final experiment movie, or they're not doing the thing no more, so they say. Because you know why? Because people are gonna find holes in it. They're gonna be people outside of the flat earth that will see it, and they're gonna be like, wait a minute, this shit, they're gonna see things maybe we don't even see. This is why they don't want to run that risk, if that's true.
Yeah, they'll just sweep it under the rug and create a bunch of new psyops that we can talk about.
Yeah, that is the reason. That is the reason that we have to keep an eye, because after this, you can trust, right? So they're gonna push now this indoctrinated shit, right? And especially Mr. Witsit. So,
man, that dude, man, I don't even know about him. I don't even know about him.
Who?
Witsit.
I
don't even know about that dude, man. That dude, you know how many times we were asking for a ticket? Then he was like, hey, bro, what do you mean, bro? Like, who does paper tickets anymore? Be like, all right, then give me the one online. Because you're supposed to have an itinerary too. You flew, right? You flew to that place. You got all kinds of stuff online to say that you flying here, you flying there. This is where your gate is. This is the time that you board. You got everything online. Everything is online. So you could talk crap about us being old school, asking for paper tickets, then give me the internet ticket then. Why don't you give me the internet ticket? But you see, they full of shit. That's how you know they're disingenuous. They can't provide the easy things.
That contradicts McKeegan having a ticket. Do they all get tickets, or just one guy? Do they share a ticket?
I think it depends how you run your ticket. You know, if you do it electronically, it might be on your phone, but if you do it in physical,
you're gonna frame that piece of shit ticket and you're gonna be showing it to everybody. If it was
Thank you. You know how many people are online right now? They're like, hey, here's my ticket to Antarctica. Here's my ticket to Union Glacier. Here's my ticket to here in Antarctica. So many people show it off because it's almost like an anomaly. Nobody goes to Antarctica. It's not like your
trophy, bro.
Yes. Nobody. Yeah. Spend all that money to go to that damn place. It's not like you're flying into JFK. You're flying to freaking someplace that,
Exactly.
It kind of sounds familiar. It's like going to the moon and throwing away all the evidence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we went. Oh yeah, trust me, bro. Man, get out of here. A bunch of grown ass men. You know what I'm happy? You know what I'm happy about is that everybody gets to see their fucking faces. That's what I'm happy about. Yes, we're a little frustrated, but here's the thing. They stained their names with this lie. It's them that stained it. So people, like just like the moon landings, you think those guys feel good about that? You think them dudes felt good about that? Because their names have to go with that lie. So your name is going to go with this grand lie, and people are going to remember you, and they're going to remember your kids too. So you better watch out.
Yeah, their legacy is that
people are going to remember, but the negative side, the bad side of history, right? That's
true, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what is the real trophy.
Well,
let's
they'll learn.
listen to these people. Yeah.
No, but you need spectroscopy. You need a container.
It
So-
sure does. So my last question is just.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to flat earthers. What
Smart.
is your
Okay, you're so cool.
what is your perception of the flat Earth community? Is it a shell of its former self? Is it just as strong as always? The numbers. What's the morale?
It's stronger than before. Before it was fake, how Sam and other people were saying. But yeah, now the true community is going to be seen.
There you
Right?
go. I agree.
Yeah, right. It's not
What's
new
going on?
anymore. It is already in the public, you know. I know there's not one of my friends don't know I'm a flat earther. You know, every single one of them knows.
Yep.
At the end of the day, it just makes us stronger, really, because if people can come to the conclusion that, you know, they faked the 24-hour sun down there, then, you know, that's going to be the thing that wakes them up, you know, because why would they fake it? The whole reason they went there was to prove it was there, and you don't need to fake something that isn't real.
That's right.
What a
Oh yeah,
concept.
that is the reason. That is the reason I always say everything happens for a reason, and it's always good. So
And
I
it doesn't
agree.
help. It doesn't help that people are coming into these lies these days. You know, it doesn't help that people from the Epstein files to this dude getting shot in the throat to everything. That thing.
relax,
That's on
relax,
Facebook and
brother.
their
Yeah, no
loudspeakers and
Oh, my
politics.
bad.
videos, and they all think
Yeah,
that they're
but
going to change the world, you know. And then you go look, and you're like, well, what's the last video?
Sorry, I just gave the play like
No,
this. Yeah, we keep
that's
out
okay.
from politics, lad.
Yeah, no, my bad. But I'm just saying, like,
worries.
people in general, like, where there are lies, they're gonna look at it, they're gonna turn their nose up, and they're gonna rip that thing apart. And people are just so frustrated with any kind of lie that if you start BSing them, they're gonna lose their mind, and then they're gonna turn against you. So, you know, these globe people that are genuine, you're genuine. You just need to look a little further. But these people that are deliberately doing this psyop stuff, you guys know who you are. The ones that are doing this trolling and stuff. Hey, man, you're digging your own. You're doing yourself the disservice. Not at the end of the day, it's not us. Yes, we're a little frustrated, but you're doing this to yourself, and then people are going to see it, and they're going to see you behind it.
Yeah.
Video that you did that had more than 10,000 views, there isn't one. So
Yeah.
there's not and 10,000 views out of just the country of the United States is like 0.00.
Here he's mentioning that flat earthers don't have even 10,000 views. Wake the fuck up, Jeran. Wake the fuck up.
He ain't serious.
2%. So if you can't even reach, you know, a 20th of a percent, you're not changing the world.
Dude, you live under a rock, Jeran. Right? Forget about others. Flat earthers. Go to my page and see the video section. Facebook. Just one video might have enough views and reaction of all your 1 year worth. Just one video, Jeran. I'm not making shit up. So maybe you're living under a rock.
Yeah. My question is this: does Jeran still have the same viewership that I'm hearing he doesn't? Because I don't watch Jeran.
He's
but
crying.
does he still? Yeah. Does he still
heard
have the
his
same
numbers
viewership as he
tanked.
once did?
I heard his viewers numbers tanked.
I wonder why.
Into you know, the mid hundreds to pushing 1,000.
Yeah, probably because he's telling the truth so much. I don't know.
Don't let it get under your skin, though, Vlad. That's gonna that's not healthy for you, bro.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Like, I think about it, it motivates me, but it's just
Anger is good motivation, though, right?
You know, it is for me, definitely. You know,
The only thing is, Vlad, that we don't have to forget this bullshit because these people and many other people are trying to put it under the rug. It's not happening. From now on, it's not happening, especially with all these group or TFE group. It's not happening, right?
Mm-mm.
So self-electing and self-selecting and doing all this kind of shit is not going to work. So
Mm.
anybody, truth seekers, flat earthers want to do things. If you're going to associate with these sellouts and with these disinformation agents and con artists, there is no trust. There is no value in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So get this information and this message out very clear that any association of these people, Jeran is gone. Which it is left? Any association is not going to be trustworthy. Whatever you're doing, maybe you want to change the world now. So they have screwed their own self. They have shot in their own foot, right? Nobody else did it, right? So
Did you see how Neil deGrasse Tyson went ahead and he used their footage when he was talking about the North Pole?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
And I'm like,
Speaking of Tyson, I just heard today that about 2,000 top brass in NASA are retiring.
I wonder why.
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I heard.
Yeah.
2,000
Do you think
of
it has any? You think it has anything to do with the 33 billion gallons of water that's on that comet?
them.
Yeah.
33. Nah,
Yeah.
it's just like they shut down a great majority of their social media networks. They shut them down. They can't handle what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and if that's really collapsing, then it makes sense that the top guns would want to get out of there.
Exactly.
And
they don't want.
Well, they got to
don't want their names
make
associated
more
with it.
room for the new soul sellers. You know.
Yeah, people going to
Because these
Mars.
guys, because these guys are seriously claiming that they're going to the moon. The Artemis group. They're like,
Yeah, right.
so when we go to the moon, I'm like, okay.
When is this
Yeah,
supposed to happen?
I think it's next year. Next year, I don't know. To 2026. Yes, that's the claim. That's the claim.
So
they're
they're
not
running out
going
of time.
anywhere,
They better come up
guys.
with something good.
No, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere.
I'm dying to see what they come up with, though, or if it fails, maybe might have a 4th of July show or something.
They ain't going nowhere.
Well,
No, that's for
apparently
sure,
India stole the telemetry data because they happened to go a few years ago.
Yeah, China too, right? China's up there. India's up there.
Nobody's talking about
Liars.
the stolen telemetry data.
Yeah.
You know,
or the one that they found at the McDonald's, like whatever their story is, they always got some BS going on. They always got some nonsense, some lies going on.
It's gonna postpone like any other shit they have been doing.
I was just thinking that they'll kick the can down the road again.
Yeah. Until they phase out all the sci-fi lovers, right?
Yeah.
They cannot see that. There are so many people from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000 waiting things to happen that these people really go somewhere, right?
Yep.
They just show you a fire show, a rocket show, and some CGI, and it's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough.
They ain't going nowhere.
might have worked in the '60s, but not today.
Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, let's hear these guys.
I hate to tell you, but they just they don't accept anything that comes from outside their belief system. So it is an absolute.
Okay.
And in my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes is allowing them in any scientific discussion because it's not scientific.
Dude, you guys are the most unscientific people we have ever seen.
I know.
Ever.
All we do is talk about science. All I want to do is bring it up. They don't know anything, nothing. They will be destroyed immediately because they don't know science. They think they do until they run into some of us that do know the science, and they have nothing.
We got that scientism, the pseudoscience.
Yep.
But we're the science deniers.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool story.
Yeah. I just want some tickets, man. You know we ain't never getting them.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond.
Yep.
You realize that the phones we have right now are like 10 times more intricate and powerful and more sophisticated than the computers that they use to get to the moon, right?
Yep. These guys gonna say they're gonna make some story up about this and about that, and about how well, we saw this and we don't need a ticket because man, I'm doing my best, man, to just hold it together. These guys, boy, the masses of frustration, I tell you.
Don't laugh at the
If you're
comedy,
scientific,
bro.
you're making claims, you're backing claims with evidence. If you're going around saying we have no map, we have no model, we make no claims, but then asking to be in debates, and it doesn't make.
Guys, don't bring up again the maps and the models, right? So for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys have heard that a lot. These guys are like, "Where's your model? Where's your model? Where's your model?" I'm like, man, you know how many models of stuff I have I've got a model X-Wing at my house. I've got a model of Optimus Prime at my house. It doesn't make any of that real. I've got a model, all kinds of models of stuff. These guys swear by a model, but it's like, yo, we need this reality. Some tickets would help. That would help. You know what I'm saying? But it's the reality of it all, man. Did they mention, and maybe I'm wrong because I keep saying it, but did they mention anything about a level test or a curvature test or a distance test? Did anybody hear about anything like that they took while they were over, or that they claimed that they might have taken while they were over there?
Yeah, perfect place to make a laser test.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And not a one. Like that's the easiest test of all tests, is that level test. Like I didn't hear about any level tests taking place, or any pilot saying that, yeah, man, here's where it curves. That's that curve y'all were looking for. See right there. Like I didn't hear of anything like that. Do you think these guys were just saying this stuff about the sun so positively? They're like the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. Do you think they're doing that so much just so they could take us off of the rails into talking about the earth? Like we don't want to talk about the sun. Because I almost feel as if they just want to totally distract us into trying to explain the sun. And I'm like, yo, maybe we should just be silent about the sun and be like, well, we're talking about the earth, and just be calm
Well, they
about
have
it.
no evidence to support the geometry has curvature, so they got to point up to the sky. They can't use the earth because there's no evidence to support curvature.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I prove more that
obfuscation.
I think the sky would prove more that we're stationary rather than flat. Quicker.
Right.
It would prove both.
Right.
Helps both, but I mean, stationary is a lot easier to see when you're looking up.
Right.
Well, if we are an electromagnetic toroid, then the sky basically is a sphere, and that's why they want you looking up there and calculating on everything but the ground is what the debate's about. But they want you looking up because I think the sky does prove, global, not global, but just
some kind of
sphericity. It's a toroid, right?
Yeah.
Everything.
So yeah, I'm wondering, like, if we should just leave it alone and just be like, look, I don't know. I don't care what the sun does. You got to explain. Like, I know y'all were out there and y'all did a level test, right? And like, give it to them. Like, make that rhetorical question. So y'all did that level test, right? I know y'all did, right? I mean, this was a flat Earth test, right? So you did the sun, cool. So you did that level test too, right? And you got that curvature too, right? And you got that rate of curvature, right? You got all that, right? I know that's what you did because you're proving a globe, right? They're going to say no, obviously. So, I mean, at that point, it should be like, all right, cool. End of discussion. We ain't talking about the sun. We're talking about flat Earth, not flat sun.
Flat sun.
Yeah, and as I said also earlier about the compass, If they were on the South Pole, the compass should done whatever it needs to do, right?
Yep.
Real, tangible evidence, right? No optical, no nothing. An instrument used at a particular location to show wherever the hell they are,
Mm.
right? But they didn't do it because it's gonna expose where the fuck they were, right? That is the reason they don't do.
Yep.
Makes sense why
can
they're
see
even
that.
allowed in debates. They shouldn't be. That's not a scientific position to hold. So I no longer look at them in any way scientific. I don't think of them as truthers. I keep saying to people like, look what happened to me. I was a truther. I went on a trip.
I was a truther.
Yeah, he was a truther, right? We are not truthers.
Liar.
So
Yeah.
now he's not a truther?
No, now he's a truther,
Oh,
right?
I see.
Absolute liar.
I brought the truth back to the truthers, and they threw me under the bus.
Okay.
He brought the truth back
Uh,
for the truther and they threw him under the bus. Come on, Jeran. You fucking knew nobody's gonna buy that shit from you clowns. You knew that. Even though you guys played it out, because this is the thing. These guys just went for the life like anything, just like, taking adventures without knowing consequences.
Yep.
Kids going on adventures without knowing the consequences.
Yep.
Because con artists, everything they do, for them it's a con. They thought they're gonna con Mr. Will Duffy. Yeah?
Yep.
And got played for whatever these people have built from all these years was burned to the ground by Mr. Will Duffy. And they thought they're gonna play Mr. Will Duffy.
Yep.
Right?
They gotta sleep and they gotta stew in that. They gotta stew in it. And yeah, I guess I was listening to Aloha brought up a really good point. Keith did, in that it's so bad that even freaking what's his name's lost all his steam. Witsit lost all his steam. He's mentioned a really good point about Caleb disappearing. Like so much deceit, so many holes, right? That it looks so sketch and it's so dirty that it's like the people involved, like they really ruined it for themselves. They did a number on us. I'm glad it happened because it opened our eyes to a lot of other things and we learned a lot, right? It's unfortunate, yes, but damn, the amount of people that went down because of this. Even Dither, you know what I'm saying? David Weiss, even him, right? Trying to sit there to protect them, run like cover for him. Remember when he was showing us Mount Rossman, and then he was trying to say, look, see, they're different mountains. I was like, nah, bro, don't just stop. It's the same mountain, man. Don't try to fool me, bro. Come on, man. He was even trying to run cover for him, man. They turned around, stabbed him in the back. Judas did, as usual, right on time. Even he tried to run cover for him, man. Like the whole thing just stinks to high heaven, man.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about becoming, enlightened as we are, becoming a flat earther is understanding. Well, first of all, you question everything, and it's like you're not going to go, the enemy most of all. It's about knowing the enemy, the who, the what, the why. It's not the shape that matters most. But if you're going to be in compliance with the enemy, then, that's a trip that we should have taken without, entertaining the powers that be. They went on that trip with them in charge. So that kind of speaks volume, on its own.
Yep. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, who in their right mind in this community is going to entertain, the powers that be's psyops?
Yep. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure we could have fundraised and went on our own, but I don't think that place is real to begin with. So I'm not saying that we should even go. In fact, even Roger's claiming he's going to go, but it definitely worries and concerns me. But I'm definitely looking forward to what happens. but I
Right.
definitely don't think that it's an option or tangible whatsoever. I don't think that it's even legitimate.
Oh yeah,
Why would it
Aaron,
be?
Vlad, brother, I think you're hot micing a bit. Are you doing something in the
Oh,
background?
yeah. I was just repairing a pipe. My bad. Let me go ahead, tone it down. My bad.
And called me a bunch of names and blocked me. So it just tells me that those people were never looking for the truth. They don't want the truth. They want the truth that they believe in. And I think that's really kind of what YouTube is. You know, YouTube is a bunch of people who go out looking for reconfirmation.
You are doing this on YouTube, Jeran.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are whatever you're doing right now. This collab, it's on YouTube. There are people who are becoming engineers and taking degree through YouTube, learning things from YouTube and doing exams. Right? You can learn anything you want on YouTube.
Exactly.
Now, it depends what the fuck people are wasting time seeing and doing what is their personal shit, but it's still a medium, much more trustable than mainstream media and pseudoscience and peer reviews and NASA and sci-fi lovers and many other things are there. Yeah. Just because flat earthers are using YouTube, you guys are using YouTube. You guys have your own broadcast channel or what? A station of Professor Dave or yours? No.
Of what they believe, or they want that all believes the same thing, and they feel very proud of themselves.
We are very proud of ourselves. We have groups of hundreds of thousands of flat earthers. Hundreds and thousands.
Yeah, a lot of really cool people too.
And even we have globers in flat earth groups, right? That's the best part. We have flat earthers and we have globers too, because they don't have any other entertainment than to be in flat earth groups or to go on live of flat earthers, because they don't have anything to grow their belief, their religion, to prove their religion. So they're just there to mock and bully and divert flat earth progress with this kind of bullshit.
Like, I think it helps
100%.
people who maybe didn't graduate.
Go ahead, JJ.
No, I was just saying, I was just agreeing with you, man. It's nothing less than exactly what you said.
Let's say they didn't go to college, and so you have something on them. You went to.
The fuck did he say? What did he say about the college?
I think he was starting to try and make that point. Like a lot of he mentioned something about not graduating or something. And I'm like, here we go. Now he's putting his trust in in our education system. Now he's starting to put his trust in it.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the problem. He speaks about graduation and education. We have that education. That is the reason we are fucking debunking the globe earth and you guys.
Exactly.
And the official education is how we got into this mess in the first place.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If we were not graduates and had that education, we wouldn't be here destroying it.
Exactly.
Really.
And then now it puts the education under a microscope. Like, is it really worth it? And it sucks because now, people you even had Professor Dave go on other people's channels saying, oh, it's important that, we kill the flat earth so we can properly educate the people. So my thing is, I would say, yes, you're doing a good job educating people into your BS system. Like you're doing a good, or you were doing a good job, but now,
They're not
it's a
doing.
toss up.
They're doing a
Yeah,
lousy
yeah.
job.
Go ahead, Tron. Mm-hmm.
No, they're doing
But
a
if
lousy job.
Well, I'd say they're doing a decent job of fooling people. You know what I'm saying? If they're if their whole thing is to fool everybody, then I'm like, oh, okay, you got done what you wanted to get done. What's his name? I Eric Dubé just made a really good video today, talking about graduation, right? Pretty much the root of graduation, what it means, graduation, and the cap and the gown, what they signify, them
Red
signifying Saturn.
Hawks.
Yes, them signifying Saturn.
Yeah.
The Kaaba out there in Mecca. You know what I'm saying? That big old cube that those guys circle around, and the
Yeah.
relationship to Saturn, graduation, its relationship to Saturn. So a lot of this stuff I find quite interesting, And so if they're trying to, indoctrinate us into their system of Saturn, then they've done their job. They've done quite a remarkable job, I'd say.
Absolutely, brother. This is the thing. Shout out to Brett Freeman, aeronautical engineer in Flatten the Curve, that he mentioned, like, right, thinking out of the box. The box is the hat that was given to you on graduation, right?
Yes.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a good point. That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
And throughout all those years before you even get to graduation, they tell you think outside the box, but really they put you in the box.
Exactly.
It's so backwards. It's kind of, the irony is like incredible.
I tell you, it's hard. It's difficult when you're trained a certain way and you're just indoctrinated on how you should think or how you should see things. Like
Yeah.
I've mentioned before, that it's kind of like if somebody says, "Build me a machine to get you from point A to point B." Well, if you're going to do it on the ground, you're going to build something similar to the car. You're going to build something with 4 wheels or 2 wheels, but you're going to build something with wheels, right? Not too many people would go and build something with tread, but thinking outside the box would probably make you do something like totally different. Probably like,
Hovercraft.
yeah, right, a hovercraft, or like the way a snake moves, or the way a snail moves on the ground. Something like different, absolutely different. And it's just how we were trained. It's hard to break out of that. It's very hard to break out of that. Another example that I use is the iPad. After the iPad came out, or the touch screen with the iPod, right? Like every other model, like the Zuni and all those other things, they started to adopt the same method on how to play music. You know what I'm saying? Put your finger on this little circle and then jog it around, and then you could get different. You know what I'm saying? So once you get into a habit of doing things, it's so difficult to break away from that and do something different.
It is. It took me years to stop saying planets, and I even once in a while catch myself still saying that. I'm like, they're
Yeah.
not planets, though. They're wandering stars. They're just lights. It's not a physical thing.
Right. I had
But
somebody
it's
jump on me because I said all around the globe. I was like, oh, all
right.
over the globe. And he was like, you're a glober because
Like,
you said
fuck.
globe. I said, oh my God. I was like, I said, hey, that's my mistake. I said, I'm indoctrinated. Like I was indoctrinated. I still have old habits that still need to be washed out of my brain. But these things, we had them since we were kids,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, having more than 200 podcasts, I think it's very difficult that you're gonna mention words like this. At least me, right? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say a planet, a globe. For me, it's a lot of words that is like already in the vocabulary that's not gonna change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
why I say that the highest form of education is the ability to unlearn.
Right. If you do a lot of talking, you're going to screw up and say something by mistake.
Sure.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. Yep.
Just like in the heat of the moment, you're trying to get these thoughts out of your head, and it happens.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, Tron. But once you know that those words are not gonna come out, is the name of the game, right? Then you know that it's you're above it, right? That
It
even
is a
by
good feeling,
mistake,
bro.
those words are not going to come out because it's a bad frequency.
I'm pretty good these days about not saying it, but you know, I try not to. If I catch myself, I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that." You know,
It's even worse than that
it's
too, though. But any conversation you have, even if it's about history or anything, it's like you'll catch yourself relying on information from the source that we know is not credible.
Yes.
When
Yes.
it comes to any conversation, really, it's very difficult to unlearn what's important to you.
What the fuck was that?
That was me. My bad.
Dude,
That was my bad.
are you really frustrated and you're punching things,
Oh
right?
no, no. It was a weight. It was a weight plate that fell. Let me mute myself. My bad. I'm like Roger Ledwell right now. Let me mute myself.
That's over there.
No
pumping
worries, no
iron at
worries.
the ironworks.
Yeah, ironworks, right? It's like it's.
College,
I
you
hate
were
to
a
see my
professor.
friends get bent
So
out of shape
if
on these subjects, though, because it's just, you know, that frustration can kind of get a grip on you, and like that's what bothers me. I don't like to see that. That can like mess your whole day up, your thought patterns, and it's just, you know.
Yeah, we got to be more callous than that. You know, it's just another day at the office for us, man.
Yeah, I don't let that get under my skin too much. It's frustrating, but like I don't let it get into my emotions or anything. No way.
if the flat Earth is true,
Nothing on the internet shouldn't get under your skin because this is the thing. This is the fucking circus, right? You're gonna find every kind of people and energy and frequency and vibration of every kind, right? So, oh yeah,
There's a lot of reason to, you know, be frustrated. You know, I'm not gonna say there isn't, because when it comes at the end of the day, you know, we have children at stake, and you know, all the other stuff that's going on in this sick, evil
Exactly,
place.
bro.
You know, I understand where the frustration is coming from, but you know, making decisions and you know, out of emotional state isn't never a good result.
No, it's not usually. Knee-jerk reactions, and like I said, it messes with your thoughts. You might not think
But
of something.
realistically, we have every reason to be pissed the hell off.
Yeah,
You know?
sure. And like, bro, like you said, man, this stuff right now is more for tomorrow. The younger generation needs to start to really get a grasp of this stuff. And if the older guys can't teach this to them, well, you know,
oh yeah. Shout out to
100%.
Sherry Mac. She says, live in thankfulness. Thankfulness. The TFE is actually a good thing. Oh yeah.
yeah,
As I said, everything happens for a reason and it's for good. No matter how negative or how devastated it looks or feels like, in the end, it's gonna be for good and positive, right?
we got the
Whatever.
truth,
Somewhere in the
guys.
future. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We got the truth. So, you know, the road might get bumpy, but it'll clear up. I really think that. People don't want to live in a lie. I don't think they're going to be comfortable with it in so many ways. Like, you know, every time you turn around, there's going to be more lies, and I don't think people are going to continue to be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Now make
Truth,
credibility
all
great
truths.
again, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's almost like where everybody's being forced into the truth, which I think is phenomenal. You know,
Right.
whether
Yeah, man.
you know, it's forcing everybody to check themselves too. And I think, you know, that's one of our saving graces, honestly, is even if somebody calls one of us a shill or something like that, it's like we're trying, people are trying to be extra careful with the information. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes to be deceived. And so it's like we're checking, everybody's checking on each other. And you know, it can be frustrating at times, especially if you're under the gun, but it's like, hey, you know what? I get it. I'd probably do the same thing, so I get it. I totally get it. So
I'm not even worried about any of that. I don't care what people think about me.
Yeah. What does it do to me? Nothing really.
Doesn't do nothing to me.
Yep.
It's not
Nothing.
going to change me one bit. I don't care.
Honestly though, for me, the frustration comes with like, I thought this was going to be a lot easier, guys. I really did.
I think it's worth it at the end. I totally think it's worth it. It's going to be tough. I expect it to be a little crazy. If it is easy, I look at it with, I look at it with one of them side eyes. You know what I'm saying? If it's too easy, I'm like, I might be doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But when it's
me
tough,
too.
a lot of times that's your measuring stick.
The reason why I say that is because I got a few friends and they come at me with stuff, and I got a few friends. I know they're flat earthers. They might not come out and say it, but I know that they are 100%. And then I got some friends who they poke fun at me. They tag me in a few things here and there, and they goof on me, and I'm like, I've explained this in so many different ways, man. I'm like, it's a lost cause, and I'm like, I'm not gonna just keep explaining it to them. I'm just not. I'd rather them see me have a conversation with one of my friends who do understand, rather than me try to explain stuff to them anymore. Because they're like, I'm not gonna jump through little tiny hoops on fire to try to help you understand. It's like, a million
Yeah,
things
You can
out
only
there we
lead them
hit
to the
on
water,
too.
and
It's
they got
like,
to drink it themselves.
yeah, this is
yeah,
how I
right.
see it. I tell them, people start demanding things from me. I tell them, I'm not a circus animal. I don't jump because somebody asks me something. They can sit out and shut up and I'll teach them something, or they can get out of my face.
Yep.
That's
we
exactly
go.
how I see it.
There we go. Yep. I think that's fair.
Yeah, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You need to do twice the listening, half the talking.
If they're sincere, I'll talk all day. But if they're not, I want to get rid of them real fast.
Yep.
I'm with you
Yeah.
there, man. I'm on that
Yep.
boat.
I've been getting a lot of hate mail. Roger's been getting the hate mail too, and it's upsetting him. Hearing Roger's coming back talking about, Vlad, they've been sending me some nasty emails and stuff. It's a little bit bothering, and I'm like, Roger, man, I was like, that's part of it, bro. I said, notice how we're not sending anybody anything nasty. That's part of it. So
That's all them.
it is what it is.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've had death threats. You think I'm kidding? I have.
That just means you're doing a good job.
Exactly. That's their way of saying nice work.
Yep. You're over a target and you're a threat.
Must be.
Exactly.
Must be.
Sure,
Exactly.
you had that happen and you didn't do nothing about it?
I did. I reported it.
All
You know
right.
what happened? And you know what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It didn't go against community standards. It
You
was
could
clearly a threat. I
you
saved all
can
the
take that
receipts.
to the police though, bro, because if you put a complaint, they have to investigate.
Well, I kind of felt it was just a punk prank anyway, but you never know, but I've had it
Yeah.
happen. It came into my DM on TikTok, and I did report it twice, 2 different ways. Not that I was concerned about it, but I felt it was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? And but nothing became of it. Nothing. Nothing happened. It was
That's crazy, bro.
Yep, I'm
That's
telling
not
you straight
funny,
up.
man, because
It's not funny.
you don't know who the fuck you're dealing with out there, and these people are gonna
Well,
actually say something
I
like that.
thought about that. I said, oh my
Wow,
God,
man.
but I just felt like, I did what I could. But I mean, it wasn't like a continuous over and over series of it. It was just
Right.
a DM, and I felt like someone was just messing around, screwing around. So, but I thought, maybe I better report it anyway, which I did.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah, because you know what? If they're willing to say that to you, who knows what else they're willing to say to something else they don't like on someone else's page or whatever.
Exactly.
Some girl is doing something he don't like, or whatever, Not always dealing with men.
Exactly.
Can you imagine leaving a message for a glober? You believe in a globe, I'll kill you.
I'm telling you, that's exactly it. Let me tell you something.
Smoke.
I don't ever argue this. I've never been compelled to go find people that totally disagree with me and just start stirring crap up. I don't do that stuff. I never have done it. I wait for them to come to me.
That's like a blood type, man, to do that stuff, to seek out, like, something you don't agree with, even if it is like in the news or whatever, a hot topic. Like,
It's ridiculous. I don't go find people to argue with. I mean, why would you do this? To me, people that do that have got some kind of psychotic problem. They got a serious problem. You know what I mean? In my view, or they're being
They've got
paid. They're paid shills or something.
They got a truth telling problem. They got a truth telling problem at the end of the day.
Well, there are some people that I think are paid to go around and stir stuff up. I really believe it, because why would they do it? Either that or they got a mental disorder, one of the two.
And these days with all these people,
guys, I wanted to add something regarding that, right? It's not that everybody could be paid to do this shit. The thing is, the indoctrination is so deep that these kind of clowns automatically are working for the controllers without them knowing that, because they are on a frequency, and the indoctrination given to them, the pseudoscience given to them in a way, and they think that they're very smart if they follow that shit, and that is the problem, right? So they come there to prove themselves very smart, that they know a lot of rational shit. It's nothing. It's pseudoscience, right? So they even don't know that they are indirectly controlled because the frequency they are on. Nobody need to pay one cent to these fucking people, right? So everybody have their own time to spend on the internet, and these people are indirectly working for them for free, because it's been inscripted or encrypted in them, not directly, indirectly, the way and everything is. So you guys get what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah, no, it makes good sense, dude. A lot, I used to go on the NASA pages thinking I could talk to people, and it quickly became obvious that there's not really no talking to these people.
No.
I think we got a lot going for us. So, when it comes to all these other things, the people are going to wake up, just to who, it's not even the shape of the earth, but who's told you about the shape of the earth, who's lied about it. And I think that's one thing we got really going for us, is just all the other awakenings, from A, B, C, D, just every day they're showing some type of lack of integrity,
Yes, that's what I love. Yes, I'm like, man, they're digging their own grave. They don't, whether they know it or not, they are. Yeah, and it's like, see, and really, all we have to do is just like kind of guide people. Be like, you see that? And they'll be like, yeah, that's BS. Be like, you see that? They're like, yeah, that's BS. And then you let them kind of figure it out on their own. Like, you be like, don't you see a pattern here? And then let them be like, well, but that doesn't make the earth flat. It's still a globe. Like, but really, is it? You understand? But so people, I feel with all these lies coming out, that people kind of like you guys said, man, like they'll see for themselves. They'll establish a pattern of their own, and then, they'll come into it.
You know what, though, Vlad? We got a lot more of that in the opposite. We could say a lot more to them. That doesn't make it a globe. Then they can say that to us,
That's true. That's right. That's right. Yeah, some interesting times, so for real.
So this is the thing, right? Tron, this is also the thing, right? This is the reason all those fresh, young globers are coming full passionate, fresh out of the oven.
Yep, right out of the oven. And they're as dumb as ever, with the same stupid tired arguments. So I don't have any patience for them anymore. I quickly talk to them, try to listen to them. They either hear what we got to say or they're gone.
Oh yeah, aloha. What's up?
Hey, aloha, guys. Just jump back in. Hey, Tron, how are you, bro? Yeah, I'm right there with Tron.
Aloha.
Yeah, I have zero tolerance for globe troll ignorance. I do not entertain them anymore. I spent too many years. I wasted too much time thinking you're having a conversation with somebody. Now you can, all of us, you could sniff them out within about 30 seconds usually. And we got to get, like, there's been so many lives on the TikTok that I know it's a troll. I drop the troll, and almost immediately we start having a good conversation with someone who is sincere. But the
Yes.
people who are sincere are not arrogant, so they're not going to butt in with their questions as long as a troll is there, you know, peppering everybody with their stupid questions we've already answered 1,000
Right.
times. So yeah, it's I'm with Tron on this.
Bingo.
And some of the people that are really wanting to know might actually have a similar question to the troll. So that the sincere people are afraid to speak up because of the stupid trolls that are sitting there acting like trolls. So you got to deal with it, and I think that everybody should deal with it and stop it. I know I'm trying my best to stop it all.
Yep. Yep. Oh, it's so frustrating to them, and it's good to see them get frustrated too.
I like the tactic of working together, and stop entertaining them. And we know who's who, we know who's genuine and who isn't. You can spot them a mile away. And as long as we give them a platform, then really ultimately they're winning,
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think that's something that we need to, get together and just try our best to clean house.
Yep.
Yeah, but JJ, this is the thing. On TikTok, it's another scene, right? There are many
Yeah.
new people. There are many new people posing to be flat earth, right? The ones, these sellouts and these sellouts and this disinformation, we all know that, right? The problem is these people were representing the flat earth. On TikTok, it's new shit, right? People from everywhere, different. You don't know who the fuck is going to be on the panel in the next minute, and
True.
so
That's
it's
true.
another game. It's another ball game, right?
It's the Wild
Oh, it's
West.
I was about to say, is TikTok the Wild West?
Sometimes, man, you better have it together, or you're going to get smacked down pretty hard.
Gotta get you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've never done TikTok, so I'm pretty ignorant to it.
Don't mess
Yeah,
around.
I avoid TikTok, so yeah.
It's
Yeah,
frustrating sometimes.
TikTok is like the Wild Wild West, so it's crazy up there.
Yeah.
But I
Lot
got to
going
admit,
on.
I do have a buddy that I tried convincing him, just talking to him quite a bit, and he wasn't really getting there. It was a real slow process like normal, but he actually got converted by TikTok, which was pretty cool.
Well, I hear a lot of positive reports on TikTok. A lot of positive too. In spite of all the negative, there's a lot of positive stuff, guys. People coming on
Yeah,
saying, "Yeah, I was listening
agreed.
in," and now they're coming
Yeah,
around. So
Yeah, for sure.
I've had some great conversations on TikTok with you guys for sure. But the trolls are they're like flies or something. They come
Well, you know what's funny?
attacking you, and I
You know
just
what's
don't
funny,
have that in
Gene?
me.
Yeah, Gene, I'll tell you what's funny about that, especially what you just said that I've said so many times. Because so many of us, like Tron and I, have blocked all of those known trolls. So
Right.
that whenever a new flat earther actually starts a live that's not familiar with all the trolls, they are on that like flies on shit. They get in there and
it's
start
true.
regurgitating all their bullshit that they believe. It's funny. I mean, but then somebody, like myself or Tron will go in and we'll somewhat put them in their place. Now, for me, I don't usually go in many rooms unless I'm a mod anymore because I'm not going to tolerate the trolls. And some of the newer flat earthers they're still new enough, young enough that they're tolerating the bullshit, and it's a waste of time. So I'm not going to waste my time. They'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yep.
There's one lady on TikTok that's had amazing conversations with Globers, but she tolerates all the trolls, and now she's finally at a place that she's done with it. She's over the trolls. So it
There
may
we go.
it may take some of them a while, but yeah, there's too many sincere people now looking for truth, and we just got to find those people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's how I handle it nowadays. I handle it, I'm like Aloha. I'm looking for sincerity because if you get rid of the people that don't care, you'll be surprised how many people that start showing up that actually are sincere. Man, that's what you
Right.
want. Those are the
Yep.
conversations you want to have, man.
Yes.
Right?
Totally. Those are the learning
Oh,
experiences that are priceless, guys.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
apart from the new people, when there are 4, 5 flat earthers and you're discussing something and it's more concrete and we're trying to figure out something, and then comes a fucking troll, right?
Yep.
So this is what they do. They come to distract, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
So this is also where we have to, especially people who are doing live on TikTok, need to see that sometimes when there is a good conversation going on between 4 or 5 or 2 or 3 flat earthers, and in that right time they want to come and distract. So that time maybe they need to wait here for fucking 15 minutes. Once we finish this conversation, then you can come in, right? That's one way. That's really getting an output of that platform, right? Apart from getting the new people and explaining and answering, this should be also one of the main important things. Discussing real stuff, getting out real things, right?
Really.
Yeah, it's not hard to spot the veteran trolls, you know, and I think that we need to have a zero tolerance for them, you know, if we want to ever clean this house to the degree it needs to be, you know, because it's 5-10 years for a lot of these trolls, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, I want to say thanks, bro, for taking care of the chat, getting rid of
Oh,
these
you bet,
guys.
man.
Excellent, bro.
Yeah, I can't help myself, man.
I find it telling that those guys are actually trying to pay us money to debate them.
Yeah, and we both turned them down as well. $1,000
Yep.
each. We've turned them down.
Yeah.
Yep.
That should speak so loud to all of us that they don't have anything without us.
Exactly.
I don't even debate. It's a waste of time.
Yep. Oh, me too. I'm right there with you. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, y'all ain't getting no debate. Y'all need us. Y'all need us
not only
bad.
does it waste our time,
We can have
but
a
it actually
discussion,
hurts.
but we're not going to debate.
Yeah.
It hurts
Exactly.
the conversation.
Right.
And then I tell
Especially
them they're not
what I
going to
said.
win anyways.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, what I said earlier is true for me. I will debate a Glober, but it's going to have to be some well-known, famous one like Neil deGrasse Tyson or somebody. I'm not wasting time with TikTok nobodies.
Yep.
I don't know if you ever seen Bruce McGuire, but he's all about logical analysis, and he's very good on his fallacies. And he was talking about possibly doing debate with Glober and Flat Earther with a no fallacy allowed policy. Imagine that. If you got stopped for every fallacy, I don't know how that would go, because it probably wouldn't go very well. Because you literally have to be fallacious to believe it. You live on a spinning ball of water hurling through space.
Yep.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a fallacious ideology.
Oh, you got a troll in the chat. Diver
Yeah, they just go through their
Baby.
sock accounts. Once you delete them once, they'll come back with a 2 at
Oh,
the end
yeah.
of their name.
Yep, all the time.
I
That's
would
why I
invite him on
constantly,
my
first thing
panel.
I do is I'll check how long they've had their channels. And if it ain't a year old, it says everything you need to know. You can't just make a channel yesterday and think you're going to be authentic here.
Yep.
Yeah, really.
Pretty telling.
I can't imagine doing that, though. Creating an account to go be in a chat where people don't want to hear what I'm saying.
Yep. These are grown men too. Remember that?
I bet you, bro.
They think
Pure
they're so
desperation.
smart.
Yep.
I
They
just
think
don't
they're so
understand the
smart.
logic behind that. There's no logic behind that. What is it? It's like yelling at a concert, "Hey, my music is better," or something. I don't get it.
It's all they got, man. Without us, they're gone.
Yep.
So they're desperate. And the more we tighten the noose, the more they're gonna, have antics.
Death throes.
From my perspective, the flat earthers continue to get smarter and smarter, and the globers are just staying at the same level of ignorance. They're still bringing up arguments from behind the curve that we've crushed a million times.
Yep.
They don't have anything new, and all of us keep learning new things all the time. So we're becoming stronger, and they're getting weaker. We're getting smarter, and they're getting more stupid.
They're stuck there.
And you know
bro.
what's
They got nowhere to
crazy?
go. Just like
You know what's
just like-
crazy is
Yeah,
the
man.
speed at which it's happening. It's happening fast. If you think about it, like the lies are starting to fall, they're starting to come down fast. This
Vlad,
has
did you
been
hear?
what?
I was
What?
saying
Tell me.
before, Vlad, that 2,000 NASA scientists are retiring.
Yes, you said that. You mentioned that earlier.
I wasn't here I wasn't sure if you heard that. I was
Yeah,
wondering if
that speaks volumes. That's
that
saying
would
a
be
lot.
great.
Yep.
I mean, wouldn't you guys be embarrassed if one of our best proofs, like water, got debunked, and then 10 years later you're still pushing it? You know, it's like,
Yes.
I mean, you'd have to
I
be
thought water
embarrassed.
was
It
going to
just
be such
shows
a home run.
they're not
Yeah.
intellectually honest. You know, all their proof, air quotes, you know, boats going over the curb, toilets flushing backwards. You know, it's just, how are you not embarrassed to
Right.
defend
And
that model?
and JJ, I'll double down on that by saying, like, I don't even know how debates happen anymore, because it's like, listen, you need to give me curve. You need to give me this. Like, that's all we want. All we want is that curve. If you can't give me that curve, like, there's nothing else to talk about. Like, we're just sitting here going in circles. Like, there's nothing else. If you can't give us this physical curve, like, they've had how many hundreds of years to do it, and they can't do it. They've never been able to do it. Like, that's as kind of like them tickets. You kind of like they can't provide the ticket. It's the same thing with the curve. If you can't provide a curve, it's not happening.
Well, even,
That's it. End of story.
Then flat earthers wouldn't.
even in the past 20 years, with all this alleged technology that we have, they can't do it. It's all this CGI garbage. That's the technology they're using. They're not even using real photos and pictures and videos and stuff. It's paintings on a computer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
and if curvature existed, then the flat earth movement wouldn't.
I get a lot of mileage out of motion or lack of motion of the earth, because I can't, I can just, they don't know what they're talking about. You bring somebody up right now and I'll start talking about motion or lack of earth motion, and you'll watch them crumble. They will crumble. Even physics teachers that teach this stuff, that think they know it, I've had them struggle to talk about it, because they just don't, they have nothing. They thought they did until they were challenged properly. Then they realized, well, maybe they don't. Yet they start grasping at straws.
Hey, Jeran, you know, don't forget that on the solstices, the speed of the orbit changes from fast to slow, and then from slow to fast.
Yep.
So the water on the still water on this place would register that change of speed, at least on those 2 days.
Yeah, it's cool. You're bringing that up, Gene. I watched several solar eclipses, time lapses today on YouTube, and several lunar eclipses. And the solar eclipse, whatever is making the shadow, making the sun go dark, it'll definitely continue like a straight path across the sun in the ones I watched today. But the lunar eclipses, time lapse I watched today, there is a clear, almost sharp 90-degree turn of that shadow or whatever's darkening the moon moving off of it. But both of them, the solar and the lunar, both had a pause at totality. And the heliocentric does not allow for them to slow down and stop.
Right.
What?
That's an impossibility.
Huh. I did not know that.
Aloha, you ever checked out the solar eclipse allegedly down in Union Glacier?
No, never have.
Yeah, I'll drop a link for it. I'm looking
Oh
for it
yeah,
now,
there's
but
a video out there.
fake.
Really? Is it real?
Hell no.
Or is that questionable? I was gonna say, or is that questionable?
It's bad. It's bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's another 360, right? It's a 360 video
Yeah.
also, right?
Yeah. That's the one.
You know, with all these claims that they're making with this 3-eye atlas and everything else and all this other stuff, you know, we've got things here like the moon. I'm like, yo, show us the backside of the moon. Like, we're not asking for much. We don't ask for much. With all these claims that they make, with all this stuff that they see in deep space and here and there, I'm like, yo, show us this upside down ship at Australia. Show me the backside of the moon. Like the easy stuff. This stuff should be super accessible, but none of it they could show us.
Did you see China's 1 million mile video of the moon behind the
No.
Earth? Yeah, they got that. You can find that. They got a picture of the dark side of the moon from 1 million miles away.
Oh, okay.
Swear to God. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the one with like a green haze around the moon or something. It's
okay.
Garbage, bro. It's pure garbage.
All right. Well, they're starting to grant us our wishes, I guess.
Well, I like to think, like you said, man, that it is coming along faster. I kind of ducked out of being on social media a little bit now, so I'm not sure what's
Yeah.
going on. But I hope that the numbers are just growing exponentially. Like the curve should drop exponentially. Never does, but
Yep.
you know, I'm kind of gauging this through personal friends though too, that I can't get through, and I'm like, they're stuck. I don't know what else. I don't know where else to go, so I don't really try to bring it up anymore.
Right.
You know, I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, after a while you run out of stuff. It's really like even those trolls that come in, I'm like, look, like they'll ask you silly questions. Well, what causes the eclipse? What causes this? What causes that? I'm like, I just keep it real. I'm like, look, I don't know. But what I could tell you is that this place is flat. What you need to do, you need to do what many of us have done. You need to go outside and you need to look for yourself. Like we can't, if we sit here and argue all day behind a keyboard, we're not going to get anything done. Like I could show them videos from Taboo and everything. Like I love his videos, Taboo Conspiracy 3. They're straight to the point. Level test, level test, level test, level test, no curve, right? But it's like, look, if you don't want to believe that, that's fine. Like there are plenty of bodies of water out there, right? Unless you living in like the Sahara or Arizona or something. But even still, there's plenty of flatlands out there, plenty bodies of water where you could do your own experiment.
Too. Bro, it's plenty of mountains that when you get to the top of one and you can see one 40 miles away, that's a problem.
Thank you. Yeah, like
You know,
so many different experiments that you could do. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I say, you know how the globe trolls want to ask us, well, what piece of evidence would convince you that it's a globe? What would you trust? I said, here's
Yeah,
what
my
I'll
cousin
here,
asked me that one once.
here's what I'll trust. If you
Curves.
do this, I'll say that I'm wrong. Prove to me 66.6 feet of curvature over a 10-mile lake, observable, measurable, and repeatable, and then scale that up and to go as high as you want to go in an aircraft and show me two known mountain peaks or two known islands that are 100 miles apart and show me 6,666 feet of curvature on the x-axis, and I will say that I am wrong and that the earth is a globe.
Yes.
They will never
Yes.
do it because they can't do it. And that's two simple things they could easily do if it were a
Thank you.
globe.
Really?
Thank you. And
They would
it's
have already
easy,
done.
just like you said. Right. These are the things is that what NASA has put in every layperson's head is that these experiments aren't easy. Like you have to have this special equipment. You have to be a learned person, with
That's
the highest
school,
degree.
bro.
That's how they get us every time. And I'm like, you don't
Yeah.
need all that, man. Go out and do it yourself. You could do these things yourself. When I was in the Navy, I tell you what, I realized after years of being in the Navy, and I hated to admit it early on, was that I was a flat earther the whole time. I was a flat earther the whole time. I didn't even know it. Riding surface ships, riding submarines, flying in planes. I was a flat, because my thing was with the distances that I'd see these ships, right? Whether I was on a surface looking through binoculars or through big eyes, whether I was in a sub looking through a periscope, right? With the distances, the sheer distances I was seeing these boats, I wasn't supposed to see those boats. You understand? I wasn't even supposed to like corroborate what I was seeing off of radar because of how this place is supposed to bend. You understand? Because radar is supposed to function, and we could see it on a plot. It's supposed to be line of sight, right? So I understood I was like, I'm supposed to see a ship. I'd take my binoculars out. I'd be like, yep, I see the whole ship. I see it. There it is right there. And then
Never
it's
thought
like
twice about it, right?
never, not once.
Yeah,
and the crazy thing is that, you got to realize that there are a lot of people in the Navy right now that are flat earthers, and they're just like me. They don't even know it. Flat earthers don't even know it. So many
Every one of them.
submariners. Yep. Submariners. Flat earthers, you don't even know that you're a flat earther.
Yeah,
And I couldn't tell you how
periscopes
many
are a
times
game
I would
over.
see. Yeah, that's exactly. And it's not like periscopes came out yesterday. We've had these things for ages.
Really?
I was just fortunate. I was just fortunate to be able to do what I did, to see what I got to see. I think God put me in those positions, even though a lot of them sucked, right? But such an important thing to me, the flat earth is the skeleton key of this whole thing. And once people start to see it, like it's going to get weird. how we
Hey
operate
guys,
once a lot more people see it. Go ahead, Vikka, my bad.
so I'm gonna play this as you guys are speaking about all the curve and the horizon. So I'm gonna just play this. This is through an infrared.
Oh wow, how far is
On the video,
is
it's
that
saying
approach?
it's more than 50 kilometers. But even if it's
Oh,
half of what it is, just check it out, guys.
oh
It's through
wow.
infrared.
Wait, Vikka, is this you doing this filming?
No, no, no,
Is this Jay Tolan?
no.
Okay.
But see, the best part is because he have with the infrared and he has with the normal camera, right? So just keep an eye. It's a shipping fishing boat, but you can see the whole boat at that distance.
All the Glober's got is refraction. That's all they'll say.
Oh yeah, even Tron can use this if he wants to. That you can see the whole, even the you see is the wave that is hides and looks like it's going beyond something, but you can see the whole boat.
Okay. Hmm.
If you see it on a full screen, it looks really nice. You
And the
see, you
thing
can
about
see the whole boat. It's the wave that looks like that is going beyond something.
All right, first, look where the camera's pointing. Right on the horizon, straight out where it's pointing. You see a boat out there? I see that way. Yeah, and way over there. All right, look. Now look in here. That's what I'm shooting. You can see the dudes standing on the dock fishing, or on the. Just watch it. You can actually see him moving and fishing and everything. See that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Now look again.
At 50 miles, that thing should be over a mile behind the curve, over 3,000 feet.
And the best part is not a huge ship; it's a fishing boat.
What is
Right.
it? 25 feet tall, tops?
It's crazy. I'm trying to find it.
I've explained all this to some of the Globers so many times. It doesn't matter if it's a ship or the sunset or the stars themselves. Everything converges into the vanishing point at a certain distance. And what kills the Globers' arguments is they always argue these relatively low level, relatively short distance observations on the y-axis. Meanwhile, the x-axis will never show any observable, measurable, repeatable curvature. So the x-axis kills them, and then altitude kills them. If you go up 10,000 feet and look at all the observations they're claiming is the effects of curvature, all the alleged curvature disappears because it was never there to begin with.
Oh yeah, but this is a good observation you have with the infrared and you have with the normal. You don't
Yeah,
see with the normal camera.
I'm gonna find that on YouTube and share it. That is a real good one.
Yeah, it's on my page. Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah, if you will.
3,300 feet of missing curvature here. 33, imagine that, huh?
33. Uh-oh. Gonna change that.
3,300 at 50,
I think
50
I
miles.
think at 50 miles it's about 2,000 feet. The curvature allegedly goes exponential, so it's
Oh,
not.
okay, gotcha.
It's
Yeah,
it's not
100
half.
miles.
It's
Yeah,
only
so
about
it's two.
around 2,000, maybe 1,800 at 50 miles, and then it just grows more as you go further. So it's a lot more at 100 than it's not just double 50.
Right. I
Yeah,
appreciate you bringing that up because I was
yeah, yeah.
definitely
No
wrong on
worries.
that.
Sure, no
It's
worries.
actually it's about 1,666 feet at exactly at 50 miles. So it's about say 60,
1666.
but yeah, about 1,600 at about 50 miles. And
No,
when you
is
get
it
to
not?
100 miles is way. That's when you get to where you're like a little over a mile.
Yeah, it's like
6,000.
6,000 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's I think it's around 5,000 something, 5,500. I think so. So if you make it half, 50 miles, it should be 2,500 feet, right? More or less.
Yeah, either way, it's not a fair comparison. You
Yeah.
know,
Either
look at
way,
what.
you shouldn't see the boat. Either way.
Yeah,
There shouldn't be no boat, no nothing.
and refraction. Really, refraction is like, how
Refraction's
does
not
it
going to
bend it
bring
up
back
right to
that.
where it should be?
Refraction is not going to bring that into view. No
No,
way.
it doesn't even. I don't even think refraction in its equation gives you that ability to
Now
bring
you're the
something
idiot.
up from that
You know,
far
you
away.
And put it right back on the horizon as if it was flat.
Yeah, right. It's like evolution. Really, really super smart.
Oh yeah, guys, let's hear them a little bit more. I think we are almost done. A little bit more for tonight, and
went to college, yeah, you got a degree, but you actually were just indoctrinated with a lie, and they get to feel proud of their not going to college. And when else in life do you really get to be proud of that?
Yeah,
You don't.
it's a complete reversal of the hierarchy. I'm
Right.
better than you because I never learned anything, because all of it.
Unreal.
Ignorant fools.
Unreal. There it is. It's to shame you into going back to school. To shame you to go after that degree.
It wasn't who was saying it a couple weeks back. Ira was saying that Jeran went to some all-male Jesuit college. I don't know the name. I don't remember what name he said, but if that's true, that's like kind of weird. No,
Perhaps. I went to
that's
Catholic
like
school.
that's
I
like
went to
Skull and
Catholic school
Bones
before I went.
wannabes.
Perhaps I went to Catholic school most of my life. Now, I know you're by New York. You heard of Fordham, right? Fordham
Yeah,
University.
yeah, yeah.
There's Fordham University out there. I think it's in Harlem, right? Fordham, and then you have Fordham Prep, the high school. So I remember
Okay.
we used to play them dudes when I was in high school. So
Football.
that's a Jesuit school also. They're Jesuit
Really?
schools. That's a Jesuit Catholic school. I went to Catholic school too when I was in high school and
Yeah,
in
I
elementary
went
school.
for a few years. We weren't suited for each other.
Were you in high school or elementary?
Nah, I left as 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are, I know Fordham Prep. I think Mount Cardinal Hayes might be one too. I forget. But yeah, those are Jesuit schools.
Yeah, not really too sure what that means, but what exactly they're teaching. But you know, the Freemasons got what they call oh man, it's slipping me right now. But they got a recruiting school for young kids. What's it called? What's that? Demolay. Jacques Demolay was the guy they hung outside that place in France. Where is it? The church in France that burned down to the ground like 10 years ago.
Oh, Notre Dame.
Yeah. And they caught him on Friday 13th. They were looking for the Knights of Malta, I think. And yeah, right? You guys know that story?
Huh.
Pretty crazy. But
Jacques
now 400 years later, that's what the Demolay is the
Huh.
young kids of the Freemasons.
I did not know that.
Not the Freemasons kids. It's the initiates of Freemasons as kids, right? You know what I mean? The Freemasons have kids, but I don't know whether they join or not. But this is a school for kids to be Freemasons, in other words. So,
You know, one thing I noticed. I was talking to. I was talking on my show the other day, but there's a cemetery out in Brooklyn, right? It's on the border between Brooklyn and Queens. I don't know if you're familiar with Cypress Hills Cemetery, right there on Bushwick.
okay, not
in
really,
Jamaica.
but my mother's buried in Holy Cross over there in East New York, a little further away.
Okay. I know where Holy Cross is at.
Yeah,
I know where
north of
that's
there.
at. And okay, so Cypress Hills, because I got all my family damn near is buried there, right?
All right.
Um, I went and I took a bunch of pictures, and it's an old cemetery. That thing's been up since
They're
the
all old,
1800s.
man.
Yeah, it's really old. And so I went to the Jewish section, right? And there were some that had, I think I might have told you guys, but you had some that had this hand sign, and it looked like, Dame Dash putting up a diamond sign, right? And it has its own significance. But you had so many gravestones around the same years, like 1894, 1886, 18 this, 18 that. It seems like the 1800s had a lot of Freemasons. There were it's like every other man was a Freemason. It's crazy.
You
It's
got a good
crazy.
point.
What degree? I have no idea. I don't know
Bro,
what degree Freemason, but it's like
yeah.
every other man was a Freemason. And
That's funny, bro.
it's alarming to me.
Bro, I live about 50, 60 miles out of the city now, north, and my house was built in 1845. There wasn't too many houses up here back then, right? And
hmm
and I know that Freemasons built this place.
Hmm.
I found out in my backyard a cast iron Freemason emblem. And I was like, well, I don't need someone to tell me what happened here.
Wow.
Yep. And
Really?
then on the floorboards, I got a floorboard stashed aside with a Freemason symbol. Looks like someone took a chisel and went bang, 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 and put a Freemason symbol in there. Kind of
Really?
crude. I swear to God, man. I'll drag it out and get pictures during the week. I'll send them over to you. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, it's just wild how these things are there. It's like they're it's like they're everywhere. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I know we talk about it, and it's almost as if there are a million missing pieces between the significance of recognizing that certain persons or people might be Freemasons, and then there's like, okay, then what? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if I'm hearing so much about these resets that we keep having, right? Mud floods, this one, that one. So I am wondering, and maybe somebody's mentioned it and I've internalized it, but I'm wondering if perhaps a lot of these survivors were the ones that were aiding in the reset. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people that survived this possible reset, mud flood, whatever you want to call it, they were the ones that witnessed it, but they were also the ones that partook and shut up about it. And they were like, look, we're just here to rebuild. And so are they Freemasons? Is it because they helped in the rebuilding process? They knew something. They just kept their mouths shut about it, and they kept it between themselves, and they helped with the rebuilding process. So really, and that's what really stuck with me when I was at that cemetery looking at these things.
Yeah, it seems the place was flooded with them back in the day, though,
Yeah, the guys, but the best part is that it's everywhere. Many
Yeah.
different countries. It's the same technique. It's the same style. Some is much more complex, but it's crazy, right? It's
Yeah.
a civilization which was all over.
Seems to me if you weren't a part of that club, then you weren't going to make it through the reset. And the only ones that did were the dumbed down children with all the adoption trains or orphan trains and all these things that we hear about. It seems that way.
And that brings me to a point I bring up once in a while. I want to mention it now while we're here, though. The Catholic Church has this unique fascination with the stars. They rent space in Colorado in that telescope called Lucifer. And, the stars are allegedly for signs and symbols. And I'm wondering if this could be some sort of shift in one of the stars or something up there that does move that indicates that one of these floods could be coming. And if they know that, then that could lend a little credence to what I'm getting at here. And what if they're looking up there, like what are they looking at? What do they care? Why?
They know. I feel they do know, and I feel that the Catholic Church and all these institutions similar to that, like they might have been stewards of this place. You know what I'm saying? So they understand how the place functions. And so they're like, oh yeah, definitely we look at the stars. But then they probably put us on an opposite schedule, thinking we're going in the right direction as far as understanding the stars, because it seems like everything is inverted, right? We think we're understanding we're looking at like this month, since it's the end of September, we're going into Libra, right? But what if it's something totally different? What if it's Leo? But they want everybody else to think it's something, you know what I'm saying? So they have us going towards a path that I feel is incorrect. And they know exactly what those stars are doing and what they're saying.
Oh yeah,
For when that
people
time,
need to,
for when, yeah,
yeah,
for when that
people
time
need to
comes.
watch. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so for when that time comes, kind of like every time we see 33, something big happens and they're like, oh, 33 people fell out the helicopter. 33 people were caught. Yeah, and 33 seconds later, they were caught drinking milk and then they all passed out. And so to me, that's like their way of saying, yes, we're right on target. We're right on target. Yep, 33 one more time. The other day, I put on, yes. And so I think with that 33, they're like, yep, the stars are right again. Based off of what this lineup shows, 33. I'm gonna drop it right here. You'll see it. You just open up to page A6 in the New York Times. You'll see. And then they'll be like, okay, yeah, we're right on schedule. We're good. Let these guys fight over it. Oh.
The world is a stage, Shakespeare. So, guys, let's listen to these guys a bit more, and then we'll wrap it up. We will leave these guys for next week. Yeah, this is comedy gold. Yeah, so we will listen a bit more, and then maybe we will have our last thoughts on this, and then we will leave this for next. It's almost 3.5 hours.
Was wrong.
Right. So I mean, imagine how funny that. And like I say to them, I'm like, well, if they were indoctrinated, some of the things they believe are true. So it's like the difference between flat earthers and being a truther is the ultimate end of that is when you don't believe anything anymore and nothing is true. So it's kind of a funny that they call it a truther when you're actually never getting closer. Like I'm happy. Granted, it took me 10 years. Granted, I'm a dum-dum for that. But I told people at the beginning of this when I first got into YouTube, I'm going to find the shape.
10 years. It took him 10 years.
I'm a dum-dum for that.
Of the earth. Well, I found it. So I did find the truth. Now, granted, did I go a long path there, and did I tell some non-truths to people that I wish I wouldn't have? Yeah, but at the same time, I think people getting to see that is helpful. So I've gotten so many messages from people that are out of the flat. I think it's in shambles. I mean, you maybe won't notice that from the
in shambles. Holy fuck! Shambles are you guys. You and your business partner, Jeran, and Mr. Will Duffy, and your whole TFE gang. You guys are in shambles because nobody bought it. You guys invested so much time, energy, and effort trying to thinking that you guys can play a game over the community, but backfired. So we will leave this for here tonight with these guys. Anyway, whoever wants to go first about your last thoughts for tonight.
Yeah, I'll go ahead, man. I just want to thank you guys, and I appreciate everybody, especially the chat. If it wasn't for you guys, then obviously none of this would be very possible. So, thanks again for allowing me to be on here. Vikka, I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody on the panel. Much love, guys.
Right back,
Oh yeah, brother.
Good to see you, bro.
Anytime you want, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Same here. Beak, Gene, Tron, thanks for having me. It's been a while. I'm glad to have gotten back. I'm a little bit rusty, but it's always a pleasure to see you guys, and it's always a pleasure to discuss these crazy things.
Yep.
Because we need it, and definitely to the chat, man. I tell you what, these chats, the guys in the chat, they're so instrumental to what it is that's going on. And what I feel is that there's so many of you guys in the chat as well. Like, make your channel. Like, don't sit there and act as if you don't have it, because you might have something from a perspective that we're just not familiar with. We can't catch everything that's inside the chat. You understand? So if you guys are out there and you want to make a channel, like, don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. And we'll support it. We'll watch. We'll give you some pointers. Like, it's not going to look pretty. It's not going to be easy, but make your channel, man. Don't act as if you ain't got it. So that's what I got. And again, like, guys, thank you for letting me join on the panel today. I really appreciate y'all.
Oh, yeah, brother. Nice to see you. And yeah, we have to keep the microscope on these people, right? So that they don't keep deceiving the community for all these 10 years. He's so glad he he has under his belt 10 years of conning flat earth community, right? And then finding the truth. So yeah, we need to do our work too. As I said earlier too, not everybody wants to do this, but we have to, right? We see what the fuck is coming now with the documentary. Yeah. Saint Will Duffy, what he's up to, and these guys with all these collabs and clown show and scripted shit. What has Mr. Wizard got for us, right? What is he preaching now? So absolutely, brother, we will continue.
Yep. Hey, I'll go. I just want to thank you for letting me come up. It was Flat Earth is winning. The truth is getting out, or otherwise these clowns over here in the photo wouldn't even have an audience. We are who people want to listen to, not these morons over here. We are the ones with the truth. We are the ones that can explain it. We are the ones that are dealing with it head on. We deal with the trolls, we deal with the liars, and we find people that are like minded that want to know the truth, and they're getting the truth and they're spreading it far and wide. We are winning by leaps and bounds. I know so. Nobody's falling apart. We're just growing stronger and stronger. And that's what's happening. And it's going to continue to happen for as long as we can do it on these platforms, right? So I'm very encouraged. I hear a lot of positive all the time, in spite of all the negative. And people are listening. They listen in the chat. They may not come on a panel, but then all of a sudden, people decide to come on panels and talk, and they've been listening for a long time, and all of a sudden they're ready to now talk, so don't tell me we're not making a difference when I know that we are. It's these clowns we just saw. How many new globers did they make today? I guarantee we made more flat earthers than they made globers, right? Let's just be honest, okay? That's how I see it. And we're winning, and I encourage everybody to just keep learning and keep speaking and keep talking. That's the way I see it. We're doing quite well.
Oh yeah, you're doing great, brother Tron. You are there on the front lines on this new battlefield, right? So, and you're doing a great job, bro. Awesome.
Well, thanks, man. I try. I don't do it alone. There's others that are there, right there with me. We're all doing it together.
Oh yeah, but you are there in the wild, wild west. So yeah, shout out to you, and thanks for being here, bro.
No problem, man.
Awesome
I'm
as
ready to pop.
always.
I got to run. Goodbye, Gene. Iron. I'm out of here. Vika, thanks for bringing me up. Till we see each other again, I'm gonna go.
Alrighty.
Bye bye now.
Good to see you, Tron.
You too, bros.
Hey, did you say that we could get this message through on all these platforms?
Yeah.
Platforms, right? Not platform, right?
Well, I don't know. We're mediums, whatever you call them.
No,
We're
it sounded
winning.
like you said platform to me, but I know you said platform. I'm just kind of
No,
goofing on the word.
I think I meant to say platform. Mediums. All these mediums. Okay, goodbye, all. I'm out.
All right, later, bro.
Oh yeah. Gene.
Yo, guys, I had a great time tonight, man. It was a really super cool conversation. Went into a lot of different areas. I think that TFE was long planned.
I think they aimed too high with it, and I think they failed with it. We're gonna gain a lot of momentum from it if they make a documentary over it. I think, and then that could be the part of the reason for the pause, because if they had some kind of hit piece, it would be out for already. No, I mean they got the footage. What could it take for these pros to edit that and make it something presentable for television? I'm not too sure, but I think they'd have it done if they had some kind of hit piece already. Yeah, Vlad, I hope you don't get upset, man, with these people that we're up against. You know, they're there. They're gonna be around. It's everybody's got their own door to crack open, but you can't kick them open. So, bro, don't let that stuff get under your skin, man. You know. Thanks to everybody in the chat tonight. It was a lot of fun in the chat. Thanks to everybody who was on the panel with us. I hope you guys all come back. Have a great week, everybody. Vikka, thanks for the show. And just have a great week, everybody. All right? Don't let this Matrix psyop riddled place get on your nerves too much. You know, we can kind of deflect through that stuff. You know what I mean? We're good at that. And that's part of the reason why we're all here together, because we're learning how to navigate through this swamp. So I love being here with you guys. I love you all, and I'm very thankful to be here with you. So I'm looking forward to next week. I hope you have a great week, everybody.
Awesome, Gene. Thanks, brother. And yeah, this is the thing. We all are learning, all are seeing it. With time, it's filling out more and more. And the way these people are, we having the aftermath of all these things and all these collabs and all this scripted shit is only helping us to understand this psyop, right? As I say, this is not just it. There's going to be many more, but it's our time. It's our job now to be and see it and know right from the beginning that whatever these people or similar people involved in something, you gotta take care if we support it or trust it or not. So that is why we all are here for. That is why amazing panel we had and we have today too, right?
Oh yeah.
With their amazing opinion about what the fuck this all shit is and how to take the good out of it and continue the truth seeking and to take the truth ahead, because the lies is going to do everything for us to slow us down, right? So this is also a part of slowing us down, right? But in the end, it's for our good. We're going to be always trying to get the best out of the worst lessons. That's what life is all about, right? The most difficult times are the time when we learn and grow, right? So, yep. Thanks, everybody who was here today with us on the panel. Aaron, Vlad, JJ, Tron, Sam, Aloha, right? So, yeah, and each and every one of you in the chat who spent your time with us tonight. Next week, we're going to continue with this, the part that is left with this clown show that these people are trying to mock us, right? They don't have anything other than empty words, right? We have the truth behind us. We have the science. We have the creator, right? So absolutely. Thank you, everyone. This is Vikka Alexander, guys. See you next week. Bye, everyone. Love you all.
Love you. Peace, fam.
Night, guys.
High in the clouds where the condors fly, my picture touches sky. Stone upon stone in sacred lines, echoes of sun gods and ancient signs. But deeper than gold they map the stars. whispers of science in earthen jars. Step by step, built the climb across the deserts, across all time. Not just tombs or royal thrones, these steps were maps, these stones were poems. All around the world they rise, secrets carved beneath the skies. Oh, the step monuments stand so tall, but their real story we barely know at all. Saqqara stares in desert breath, first of kings but not of death. More than a grave for the soul to pass, it measured time like a cosmic glass. To the south, Nubian peaks remain, sharper, hidden yet just as vain. Aligned with stars not built in haste, these steps were clocks in a spiral race. Step by step, they built the climb, through sands, through jungle, through frozen time. Not just temples to the dead, but prints of what the ancients said. From Mexico to Giza's wall, the story hides behind it all. Oh, the step monuments call our name, but their real truth, it's not just fame. Borobudur, grid maze, each terrace sings a prayerful phrase, and anchors, towers touch the trees, roots and stones and quiet. In China's hills, the tombs still sleep, guarded by soldiers buried deep. But were they maps or messages of ancient minds and presences? Chicken, it's a shadow snake, serpent god for heaven's sake. But tilt the light and look again, it's math and sun, it's mind and men. Teotihuacan so vast, so wide, a mirrored sky where secrets hide. No written tale, no king to name, just steps that burn with starlit flame. Step by step, through dust and flame, the ancients carved the world's own name. Not for glory, not for pride, but to hold the truth they saw inside. Structures tall, yet minds more wide. Truths in stone they could not hide. Oh, the step monuments watch and wait, guardians of an unknown fate. So when in those sacred stairs, remember who once breathed. Now God's not myths, but minds so vast, they saw the future in the past.